and Nasty on a Tuesday. It's a Fast Lane on 101 ESPN with Andrew Marsh, Carey Davis. I'm Anthony Stalter. 2:03, your time check is brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler. No Jamie today. Jamie's doing some traveling with the Blues. Speaking of the Blues, 12-game winning streak ends last night in Winnipeg. 3-1 loss to the Jets at Canada Life Center. Winnipeg displayed, I would think, some of the best five-man unit play that the Blues have seen during this win streak that, again, has just ended. They were winning matchups consistently. Their defense was, I thought, contributing offensively. The Blues, the Jets just played better. And I don't know if I want to go the moral, like kind of the moral victory way. So I won't. Jets were the better team. Jets were better from start to finish. This doesn't mean that the Blues can't make a deep run in the playoffs. Doesn't mean that everything we just saw in the 12-game winning streak you get tossed aside. Obviously, that would be ridiculous, but Winnipeg is the better team. They got the better roster. They're healthier right now, and they played better last night.
The better team won.
Yeah.
You just and you tip your cap, and you go about your business, and hopefully you get it corrected for the next time out. Marcia, I wanted to get your opinion on this because I felt like. And again, I never played hockey, but I felt like Joel Hofer gave up too many rebounds. Is that a fair assessment? I think it was the second goal that the Jets finally scored. It just felt like he wasn't smothering the puck. It felt like the puck stayed in the D zone too long, but I felt like there were way too many rebounds. And if you give up that many rebounds, eventually it's going to end up in the back of your net.
Yeah, so on that second goal, I remember watching the game last night and being like, I think that
it hit his glove.
It hit his glove. I'm like, yeah, you got to have that.
It.
Yeah, you should have that one. But, I mean, at the end of the day, he played. He was awesome. Like, that is not a 2-1 game heading into the final minute of the third period without Joel Hofer. There was a couple bad turnovers that ultimately led to Winnipeg scoring.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't think the Blues played all that great, but at the end of the day, that's the best team in the West.
And they showed it.
It was 2-1. It was 2-1.
Yeah, the empty netter.
The empty net is what it is, and you had a chance. You win the faceoff. Robert Thomas gets a shot off, and then Hellbuck makes a stop, and then you lose the draw, and then they end up going down and score.
Right.
It is what it is. Like, you can't win every game, and
who says that? The Blues were winning every game.
Well, they were winning every game. But you're going to lose one eventually, and you lost to a good team. At least you didn't lose to, like, a bad team.
Team you're supposed to be.
Especially when you're down the stretch now. You only have 3 games left.
Yeah.
And you haven't clinched a spot yet. So, like, let's not get all woo. Now it looks good, but I don't want to jinx it, so I won't. Somebody in this building has already done that a few times.
And the Blues have overcome it.
And they have overcome it.
All right, what are your expectations for the Blues come playoff time? Leave us a Scott Lee Heating Company mic drop via the 101 ESPN Dobbs Tire and Auto Center's mobile app. Again, what are your expectations for the Blues come playoff time? Do you expect this team to make a deep run? Did the 12-game winning streak convince you that they have what it takes? Or did last night's game sway you and sway you the other way to say, you know what? Probably not a team that's going to surprise come playoff time. So leave us a mic drop. Let us know how you feel, and then we'll kind of provide our thoughts as well. Here's Jim Montgomery post-game on the Jets and how the Jets gave the Blues trouble last night.
They're very committed defensively, one of the best teams, and then they have one of the best, if not, well, he's going to win the Vezina this year, so speaks for itself. So they've done a great job all year. They're the measuring stick in the West.
There you go. They are. It's a great way to say it. They're the measuring stick in the West. With the win, Carey, the Jets set a franchise record 4 wins in a season with 53.
Did that sound, to me, because I pay attention to how people sound and what they're saying, to me, he sounded like we let that one get away. Like, that's what I got out of that. You got the best goalie in the league. Like, he's giving them compliments, but deep down internally, like, that's what you say outwardly. That's what you say to the media. But when you get into the locker room, like, we probably gave that game away. To me, that's what that sounded like. I don't feel like he sounded like he thinks that team is much better than his team.
I would agree with that.
Yeah.
That's what I just heard. And it feels like he sounded like, yeah, we let that one get away. You give the compliments, the known compliments. Oh, they're a great team.
Yeah.
Oh, they,
Yeah, pay respects.
they do great things. That team's a tough. We can beat that team.
Yeah, I think if I'm reading, if I'm doing the same thing as you did and just reading between the lines, I agree with that last part. He probably knows that his team, slight differences in the game last night, and things might go differently, right? Like,
Yep.
I said slight differences and things might go different. What I mean is, puck bounces your way a few times. You make a couple of subtle adjustments, and who knows, maybe you win that thing. But I do think that I don't think it's coach speak when he says they are the measuring stick in the West.
I agree with that. But I think if you got him to tell you the absolute truth off the record, I think he would tell you we can beat that team 4 times.
The Jets are the measuring stick in the West, ... and we were right there with them.
But we can beat that team, and we might actually.
But he left that part out,
Yeah.
knowing that there's still a gap there. I think he says he kind of said it perfectly. I think his verbals and his nonverbals said it that way.
It's two bad turnovers. That was it. 2 bad turnovers
Right.
is why they scored 2 goals.
I will say this though, he did, I thought he also highlighted the Jets' defense for a reason. Hellebuck only had to make 14 saves last night. So when Jim Montgomery says they commit defensively, they invest defensively, that is the part where I feel like he's saying, okay, we do have to figure that part out if we're going to face Winnipeg. We're right there. As you noted, the 2 turnovers led to the two goals. So we're right there. We got to eliminate the turnovers, but we also have to crack the code to their defense.
For sure.
That is, I think, if we look at everything from last night, those were the keys.
Yeah, they got some big guys on that blue line.
Yeah.
They have like a 10-foot defenseman, Anthony.
Should be playing basketball.
Probably.
Maybe. Yeah. Nathan Walker threw him into the boards, though. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, he did.
We did get a text, though, from the 217. Rizzuto said this morning he jinxed it by looking at playoff tickets. Well, now we know who to blame for the winning streak coming to a close.
You mean the Rizzuto show? Brought to you by the Fast Lane?
Yeah.
Still
And all
not
the
saying
mulligans you can buy.
it. Yeah. Why? We had so many people following us to make sure that we said that constantly, and we had nobody checking in on that.
Is it
I'd
for
be
the whole
embarrassed
year?
if I were Riz.
How long do they have to say that?
For a full month.
Oh,
It was supposed to be right after the Super Bowl.
yeah.
Whatever.
We did get a text from the 636. Not to make excuses for the Blues. Last night, they just seemed tired. Little life. It was a long stretch with lots of emotions, especially setting a franchise record, etc. It has to make you feel good, though, that we played so crappy and just about won.
Again, that's what I think you heard from Jim Montgomery. I think he's telling you it's the coach speak. It's like when you're playing a good team that's undefeated, or a team that is not as good. Oh, that team is outstanding. They got great talent throughout their entire roster. They got guys that can do. This team isn't as good as you all think they are. But I gotta say it,
Right.
because if I don't, then I set off a chain of events, and now we got problems. So you say that, but internally in the locker room to your group, guys, we can beat that team if we play them in a series.
Right.
We can beat them 4 times. Here's why: if you don't do this, and you do this, we win that game.
Keep in mind, too, Binnington wasn't. I know Holford played well,
And I
but
think that's the
Binnington-
other part as well.
Binnington
That's
didn't
why
play that game.
That's why I asked you he played well. He made a lot of saves, but the pucks, the rebounds for me, like not smothering pucks, not covering them up, and allowing those opportunities to get shots on net again, to me was the concerning issue. You talked about the score that they did, the second goal, it bounced off his glove. If you catch that, you keep that in, that goal doesn't go in. You don't have that opportunity. So,
I mean, yeah, like it is.
and maybe it's nitpicking, but it just felt like it was a lot of rebounds.
I think
to me.
maybe the way that you could look at that is he wasn't stopping plays and the puck stayed inside the zone. The Blues did a horrible job at getting the puck out of the zone. They needed the clear at camp last night.
They did.
And especially, I believe it was at the end of the first period they had the fourth line out there for like what seemed like 2 minutes because they couldn't get the puck out of the zone. And it happened multiple times throughout the night, which extended the Jets' opportunities in the offensive zone. And when you're playing hemmed in your zone for half the game, it seems like you're not going to create a lot of offense.
Right.
So, and because at the end of those shifts, those guys are tired. They're flipping the puck in, trying to, dump it in and go off for line change. You have one forward that stays out. Your forecheck is basically non-existent. Now, they did have a few opportunities in the offensive zone, and they got some chances, but you're playing against one of the best, if not the best, goaltender in the NHL right now.
And one of the best defenses as a whole,
and
Jamie.
Yeah, exactly. If you're not getting in front of the net, Anthony, you're not getting shots on.
You're not.
And traffic in front of the best goalie in the NHL right now, you're probably not going to score more than one goal. No. And that's exactly what happened last night.
That's Andrew Marsh, Carey Davis. I'm Anthony Stalter. It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN 214. Your time check brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler. All right. Boy, remember the Cardinals swept the Twins?
I don't, actually.
I don't either.
What was that, last year?
That was last year.
That's what it feels like.
Man.
Yeah.
Man, they were good when that happened. Remember how good we felt? We felt so good.
Yeah, it turns out Cardinals don't have pitching. That's next on 101 ESPN. football last night to the Pittsburgh Pirates, and it wasn't even competitive, unfortunately. Matthew Liberatore wasn't sharp. Cardinals offensively, they still scored 4 runs, but it was too little, too late. There were some positives that we can get to, but really, this Cardinals team does not have, whether you're talking about this for most of the starting staff or the bullpen, guys who swing and miss stuff. They just don't. And that's okay.
That's not news, though.
It's not news.
Yeah.
That's okay when you have a mixture. You have a somewhat of a balance, but they don't have a balance. So you've got a defense that in spots isn't great, and you're no longer a team that's, or an organization for that matter, that is based on run prevention. They are caught in this weird spot right now where the offense is actually pretty good, and the offense has the ability to lead this regular season, but your pitching now is so bad that it doesn't matter. I mean, you're going to have to score 8 runs a game to give yourself a shot.
You ain't got a chance. You
don't have a chance that way.
It's a bit disheartening because this offense had been playing at an extremely high level. They only scored 4 runs yesterday, but 10 hits a game, 7+ runs a game. Like they have, and even if you score 4 runs, you would hope that would be enough. Mm-hmm. Right? You would hope, but it depends on when you're getting those runs, and obviously the Cardinals offensively have been doing great, but the pitching has not been, and I think we kind of expected that. I don't know that we expected them to struggle in the bullpen as much as they have. I don't know that we expected, Eric Fedde to get roughed up. We kind of expected Miles Michaelis to have the performance that he had, but maybe not to that level. You got to give more than, what was it, 2 1/3?
Yep.
3 1/3, 2 1/3?
No, 2 1/3. Let's not give him an extra inning.
I apologize.
Yeah.
You got to get more than that. It's just, it's frustrating. And if you thought the attendance was bad, the last game was against or the first game against the Angels, I think the last game against the Twins, it's only going to get worse. Mm-hmm. Like I think that
this is why. Can I just add,
sure,
Carey? Because you bring up a really good point. Because remember when we had a segment dedicated to it where it's like, hey, the Cardinals have won 3 in a row. Why is Busch Stadium still empty? Because fans aren't going to be fooled by a sample size of 3. Now, were we excited? Were we a little bit more optimistic coming off the Minnesota series? Absolutely.
You two were.
Okay, Marsh and I was. That's fine. If you don't want to join us, it's fine.
Yeah.
But the reason why the Busch Stadium wasn't we're back. No. Go ahead, Carey. Sorry.
And then you're dealing with injuries now. Nolan Gorman is out. Nolan Arenado missed yesterday. He's day-to-day. Ivan Herrera, who was your best hitter, is going to miss at least 4 weeks with a bone bruise. It could be problematic. Mm-hmm. It could get really ugly really quickly, especially if the offense starts to cool off and the pitching. Now, again, Miles Michaelis, that's 1 game. Eric Fedde, it's 1 game. But when you have a larger sample size, meaning years of evidence showing you who these guys are, I would believe it. Yeah. I would tend to believe that the pitching staff and the bullpen, this is probably what you're going to get for the remainder of the season. Phil Maton, I think he's going to be really good. Ryan Helsley, when he gets his opportunities, other than blowing the save the other day, I think he's going to be really good. Everybody else, man, flip a coin. Right. I don't know which side of the coin you're going to get from day to day, and that to me is a little bit scary. Roycroft, I don't know. Fernandez, you tell me. What am I going to get? I couldn't tell you. So,
Roycroft. What are we doing?
I could see this, and I hate. I was thinking about this coming in because people hate Ollie Marmol, right? They hate him. Ollie didn't go out and not sign anybody this offseason. He didn't go out and say, we're going to make sure that Miles Michaelis is paid $17 million. He's going to be in your starting rotation. He basically is cooking the best meal he can make with the ingredients you gave him. You want, prime rib, and you gave him Salisbury steak. Mm-hmm. He's got to make it. Right. That's what it is. And so... But I think the frustrating part for me, because I think Ali he's doing the best job he can do with what he has. This team is going to put him in a position where he does get fired, and it's not going to be his fault. I was thinking about it coming, the performance that I watched over the last few days is putrid. Mm-hmm. like from the pitchers, and I just have to assume that the hitting is going to come back down to earth at some point. It's going to be bad, man. So they got to figure something out. These guys are going to have to play much better. These pitchers are going to have to give you more than 2 1/3. Sorry that I gave them an extra inning. You got to give them more than 2 1/3. You got to give them less than 9 runs allowed, 8 runs allowed in those 2 1/3. Like, it's going to be bad, and this man is probably going to end up losing his job if you don't figure it out.
Yeah, the offense is absolutely coming down. It will eventually because of Ivan Herrera being out. You know, the Cardinals would have been swept by the Angels if it not had been for that man. So what are we looking at? A 5-game losing? No, a 7-game losing streak.
Yeah, would have been 3 against the Angels, 3 against the Red Sox, and now 1 against the Pirates.
You don't have that guy, and you won't have him for a while. The pitching is terrible.
Yeah,
it's terrible. Like, you can't win games. You cannot win games with this pitching staff. You can't. You might win a few here and there, but they're not good.
The Cardinals relievers combined for 17 2/3 innings and allowed 23 earned runs over 6 games. That does not include last night. Ryan Fernandez continues to struggle with his slider. That has impacted him. You can't really use him in any high leverage situations. Not that you're facing many high leverage situations right now. Roy Croft, who I mentioned, his sinker is not there. He hasn't. I mean, teams are elevating the ball against these pitchers. I mean, the way that Boston elevated the ball against Michaelis, Graceffo, some of the other guys that they used on Sunday, just showed you where this pitching staff is. They don't have enough swing and miss. And I know they say, well, in the offseason, the front office didn't go out and sign anybody. Good. Because I'm tired of this front office, which evaluates the guys that are currently on this roster, adding things. Stop. I'm glad. The smartest thing that they did this offseason was not sign somebody.
Well, they got Phil Maton.
They did do that
for a year.
And the Hellman guy.
Because I think MLB said, hey, nudge, nudge, wink, wink. Yeah. We know what you're doing. Sign somebody.
He's actually
pretty good.
He's pretty good.
I think they fell ass backwards into him. I don't think
they were forced. I think you're right. They were probably forced into.
If you notice, that came much later. They didn't target him.
Yeah,
he was still available, and they're like, "Hey, you got to make Major League Baseball. You got to make this
baseball
look somewhat good, right? Oh, okay. Well, who's available? They didn't scout him. They would have signed him at the start of the offseason if they thought that he was some sort of value. The front office right now, and I'm really talking about Mo and the DeWitts, they're out to lunch.
Mm-hmm. And so here's the so we're getting text from the 870. Carey, stop the BS. The Cardinals manager is not good at all. He continues to make the wrong moves. He's the one who puts in the lineup. The lineup has been good. The manager has to go immediately. Who do you want him to pitch, man? What do you? I got a handful of guys. I got 5 guys that are starters, right? These are the guys that the people above me are saying, this is who you got. What do you want me to do? Ryan Helsley cost them a game a couple of days ago, and he's the guy.
He's been great, yeah.
Who do you want me to play instead of this guy? Give me an option that's currently on the roster that I can play and that they are going to perform better than what I have.
Yeah.
Because what I have is what I have, and that's what I have to do. And it's unfortunate, but I think it's going to end up costing him his job if those men don't perform better.
What about the fundamentals in base running? We've seen the Cardinals get caught on the base paths a few times, especially in Boston. Like some of them, it doesn't look good. You're running yourself into outs.
Look, here's my official take on Ollie Marmol. If you're focused, if your primary focus is on Ollie Marmol, unfortunately, we just can't have the conversation. Because if you're focused on Ollie Marmol being the problem, then you're missing the fact that you have multiple pitchers in your pitching staff, and this is a fact that no other team wanted. At their price point. I'll throw that in there. But Miles Michaelis is still on your roster because other teams said, no thanks. Steven Matz is still on your roster because other teams said, no thanks.
That's the part.
That is Carey's ultimate point here. He's
Trade
saying,
him to who?
Ollie is not the problem. He may be a problem. I'll throw that out there. So, Marsh, you had brought up, the base running mistakes and things like that. He may be a problem. Mm-hmm. But he's not the problem. The problem is your roster is not talented enough.
Let's say the pitching staff
In Major League Baseball, okay?
pitching staff. I think the lineup
That's fine. If
I think Brent Brown has hopefully. I mean, it's 10 games.
Yes.
I think he has unlocked something.
Your
for
pitching
some of
isn't
these
good
guys.
enough.
Your pitching ain't gonna get it done, and you are the one, Anthony. And I was not on this mindset, this bandwagon, this train ever. I didn't get on this train until probably the World Baseball Classic when I watched Shohei Ohtani face some of the greatest players, some of the greatest hitters of our generation, of this generation, and yeah, he sat him down. Mm-hmm. And you have been on this for a long time, so I give you credit. If you don't got pitching, you don't got nothing. You can. It doesn't matter how many runs. Because I was like, Anthony, fast lane that 8-7.
Runs.
What the hell are you talking about? 10-9, you win the game.
Right.
Not when they score 18, my man. You trying to score 19 runs is pretty.
That's pretty tough.
That's pretty lofty, man. That's a stretch. So I'll give you credit. It is. It's not the entire roster at this point. It is the pitching that has to be better.
Yes. Yeah, you're right. I feel the same way about pitching, not having pitching, as I do not having quarterback. If you don't have a quarterback, you don't have anything. You just don't. Mm-hmm. Oh, but the defense and the running backs and the no, you don't have. I'm sorry, you're not going to win.
How about this quarterback, Anthony, on my shirt?
Kirky, because I missed that. I saw there was a Vikings thing, but I missed that.
Kirky
Chains. You're ready for him to come back. I like that.
No, I wore it for you. Yeah. I wore this for you today. I figured you might need something today. To pick you up after a Blues and Cardinals loss.
I think that if Kirky Cousins goes back to Minnesota, look at that. Look how good he looks in that Vikings uniform.
He looks good in purple.
He never looked good in black and red.
Nah, he didn't actually.
Well, he had that stupid 18 number that just didn't fit him. Nothing wrong with the number 18. It just doesn't fit Kirk Cousins.
He'll be back. It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. Congratulations to Gators, Florida Gators. It is great to be a Florida Gator. I don't know. It doesn't sound the same.
No.
It's great.
No.
To be. Michigan.
I thought Illinois won. That's why I wore my Illinois. I saw orange and blue celebrating. I just got excited. Wasn't paying attention. It's orange and blue.
All right, we did it.
Yeah.
Kids, gather around.
Illinois.
We did it.
Nice.
Dad, that's the Gators.
Blue and orange, actually.
Let's break down. Let's break down the Florida Gators victory, and perhaps even more important, the Houston Cougars. Final possession.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, man. But, yeah, congrats to the Gators. All right, we'll talk a little national championship next on 101 ESPN. When it comes to Underdog Fantasy, one, it's available in our state, and two, you're going to absolutely love it. To play, just choose whether a player will go higher or lower on their stats. So if you're playing basketball, so we got NBA going on right now, regular season still going on. Just choose whether or not certain players will go higher or lower on points, assists, rebounds, and more. And it's not a thing where you have to choose just one game either. The other sites are just you got to choose one game. Now with Underdog Fantasy, you can hop around. Heck, you can even do different sports. I love Underdog because they give you an opportunity to pick an NBA player in one game. You can hop over to the NHL slate and look at some of the players that you like to go higher or lower on goals or points. Add them to your pick chart, and away you go. You can play as low as $1, and if you get everything right, you can win up to 1,000 times your money. Millions of fans have already won billions making plays on Underdog. You can be next. Just download the Underdog app. Sign up now using my promo code Anthony to unlock your special offer of up to $1,000 in bonus cash when you make your first deposit. Join in on the fun. Sign up with my promo code Anthony. Claim your special offer today and get up to $1,000 in bonus cash instantly upon your first deposit. Must be 18 plus, 19 plus in Alabama in Nebraska, in Colorado for some games, 21 plus in Massachusetts and Arizona, and present in the state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Void in Colorado. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org. In Arizona, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT STEP to 53342. In New York, call the 24/7 HOPE line at 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY to 467-369.
ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. The Blues win streak has come to a close. They lose to the Winnipeg Jets last night by a final score of 3-1. They'll take on the Edmonton Oilers tomorrow, and we'll have that game for you right here on 101 ESPN. Pregame starts at 8 o'clock. Puck drop is at 9. The Cardinals lost again. This time to the Pirates. The final score was 8-4. We just talked about then. If you want to complain about your St. Louis Cardinals, well, send us a mic drop, or you can text us 314-399-9646. Send us a Scott Lee Heating Company mic drop, or text us to the Air Comfort Service text line. Also last night, the Florida Gators defeated the Houston Cougars in the men's college basketball national championship 65-63. We'll break that game down next right here in the Fast Lane. I'm Andrew Marsh, and this Sports Center update is driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. See them at londoff.com. Chevy, together we drive. Are you kidding me?
national championship is in the balance. 13 seconds left. Florida leads it by 2. Uzan gonna go. Uzan, give it up. Cryer, 6 seconds, 5 seconds. Sharp. He won. He can't touch it. He can't. 1 second. And it's over. Florida is back on top of the college basketball world. Championship madness. It's a great day to be a Gator. They win the national title.
CBS Sports on the call as the Florida Gators became national champions last night. They beat the Houston Cougars 65-63. By the way, when we were doing predictions last night, did I say 65-62 or 65-61 or something?
I don't know. I don't recall.
I would love to go back because I'm pretty sure I said Florida 65. And I don't get a lot of things. I don't get a lot of things right. Marsh, I don't get a lot of things right.
I don't remember that, Anthony.
I need this. All right, guys, I need this. But Florida beats Houston 65-63. Let's start with Houston because that's just, I mean, that's what everybody's talking about, of course. Emmanuel Sharp, I mean, to have the awareness not to touch the ball, to maybe one of his teammates has an opportunity to get a shot off, great. But, I mean, for Houston's season to come down to that, when you don't even get that shot off, is just gut-wrenching. Carey, do you think there was a lack of a final play there, or do you think the final play was made and Florida just made an excellent defensive play?
I think that last final play was terrible.
Yeah.
They spent, I guess, 10, 15 seconds on the perimeter, like not trying to get downhill. They were only down 2. They didn't need a 3.
Right.
But it felt like they were trying to end the game with a 3 as opposed to, getting a layup, taking it into overtime if that's what took place. That final possession was probably one of the worst final possessions other than maybe Chris Webber calling a timeout. Like, that's pretty bad.
Sorry, Fab Five.
Yeah, that final possession was bad. But I can go back. The final 4 possessions for Houston, they were up 63-62. They had a turnover with 1 minute 21. They got the ball back, still up 63-62. Another turnover. Florida goes down and makes 2 free throws. They have another turnover. Like, they turned the ball over time and time. The last 4 possessions of that game, turnover, and they lost the game. Mm-hmm. And you had the lead going into that final minute. So you can look at that last play and say, oh, that was terrible, but I would look at, I mean, they got the kid Tugler had an offensive rebound right under the hoop and got it stolen from him.
Yeah.
Like they stole it, he knocked it out of bounds. It was just a bad way to finish the game or not finish it. Like I said, everybody will look at that final play, but you should look at the final 2 minutes of that game and realize Houston didn't do enough to win that game.
It was the exact opposite of what we saw against Duke.
Yep.
Marsh, I know you were very passionate about that final possession for Houston.
I thought it was terrible. Like, you let, 9 seconds go off the clock before you actually decided to do something? Mm-hmm. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
There's no shot clock. Get the ball up. And let's move the ball around and maybe get an open shot or do something. Mm-hmm. Like, it was terrible. It was a terrible thing. I was also wondering, maybe because there's no one in the vicinity, I'm touching that ball. I'm giving the ball back because there's time left on the clock.
I was thinking that as well.
And
but
I think them shoot a free throw.
I think his mindset wasn't there to say, hey, I need 100%. To go ahead and touch it.
Oh, I got what you're saying. So touch it.
Touch it.
And then,
now we can foul, and now we can get the ball, get a chance to have one last second shot.
Maybe if
he doesn't hit both free throws.
But they missed one earlier.
They did, which set them up for a play where they could make the 3. Yeah. I think the thing with Houston is that, one, I mean, this is one of the most physical teams in the nation. And they're also a team that had relied on their 3. I mean, they were a really good 3-point shooting team all season long. So I think the idea was, why don't we lean on our strengths? It just, one, it wasn't a play that was executed well. And 2, as Gator has brought up in the snake pit, Condon played that for Florida. He played that play perfectly. I mean, he was all over it. So give credit where credit's due to Florida. I thought Florida matched the physicality last night of Houston. I thought they played exceptionally well defensively, and they overcame Walter Clayton Jr., their best player all season long, all tournament long. They overcame a really rough night shooting for him in the first half.
Yeah.
I mean, if you were to tell me that Walter Clayton Jr. would have a horrific first half, now play everything out. Ooh, a lot more possessions for Houston, a lot more opportunities for three-pointers. They probably win that game. And yet it was Florida that just did everything each and every week just to win the damn game. It wasn't always pretty, but they just kept surviving and wound up cutting the nets last night.
It was a great job by Florida. They were down by 11 at one point. It looked like Houston, the way that they made the game, it was kind of herky-jerky. It felt like Houston was kind of mucking the game up in a way that benefited them. They were able to play at that style, that pace.
Good call.
And I felt like Florida was just unable to play that herky-jerky up to speed, tempo, and it just felt out of sorts. I was reading something earlier. I think it was Dan Levitard said, "Do you think Houston would rather play basketball without a basketball?" Yeah,
for sure. They'd rather play basketball with a football
without a basketball. Let's just run in that's what they
That's a
look
good
like.
way to put it.
Run around, run into people, rebound, be athletic. They were all of that, and it looked like Florida was. That second half, it looked like they just couldn't keep up. Mm-hmm. And then they slowly and methodically were able to get back on top and get back in the lead. But I think Houston literally, they that last 2 minutes of that game, they hit one free throw, missed another one. That put them at 63 or 62, 60, 63, 62, whatever it was. And they just were unable to score again. Just turn the ball over too many times after that.
Martin's clutch free throws, Clayton's leadership, pivotal in the victory last night. I also think that, under Todd Golden, Florida had the right blend of, using that Ivy League style approach, being efficient, but when they needed to bow up, they bowed up.
Yeah.
Last night. So congratulations to them. Outstanding, historic Final Four. All the Final Four games really came down to the final minutes.
Two things here. Although the ending was a cluster blank for Houston, it was a very entertaining ending. You always like to see that for a national championship game.
Sure.
Second thing, you said 65-61, 65-62.
I said 65-61, 65-62?
Yep.
All right, I was in the neighborhood.
You were in the neighborhood. You're right down the street.
It's right there. I was right. I was right
You're
next
actually
door.
like neighbor Dave.
I was neighbor Dave.
Next door.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Like shed.
I was in
the shed.
So I was in the backyard. I was in the shed. Yeah. I wasn't in the house, but
in the
damn
shed.
close. Yeah. All right. It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. Again, congratulations to the Florida Gators. 65-63 win over Houston. It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. We want your mic drops in the Cardinals. Sound off. I'm interested to see how many mic drops we get. Are people ticked off?
No, I think so.
I want people to be ticked off.
I don't think so.
Leave us a Scott Lee Heating Company mic drop. Be ticked off.
Okay.
What do you want, Carey?
No, I just don't
Go
think
ahead, say it.
No, I think, those first three games were like, what is it, a mirage when you're in the desert and you think you see water?
Yes.
Yeah, I think that's what that was. There was a lot of Cardinal fans in the desert.
Yeah.
Thirsty for water. And they got those 3 wins, and they said, there it is. And they started walking towards it. Uh-huh. And then the Angels came. And they were like, oh, no. Then the Red Sox showed up. And then some Pirates came after that.
So it's turned into a nightmare.
Yeah.
So originally the Angels came.
The Angels, you were like,
oh,
yeah,
wow.
that's good. Oh, no. Maybe they're not Angels.
And then the damn Devils showed up.
Yeah.
And took you this big green monster and just smacked your head repeatedly.
At least tonight they get to face one of the best pitchers in the game. So.
Oh, yeah, that's good. Old Paulie Skeens on the mound tonight for the Buccos. Cat Dad Gamer from the Snake Pit. Anthony, at this point, Cardinals fans aren't really pissed off. It's more apathy. I know. It's a problem.
Anthony, you said to send in those mic drops. Would you like just a little sneak preview?
I want a taste. Give me that taste.
Give him a taste.
All right, here's the taste of what...
Seats taken.
I'm not going to play the full thing, but this is a little taste of what we're going to get today.
This team is so bad. I don't even know where to start. This pitching is terrible.
There it is. A little taste.
I agree. Do we have enough mic drops? You want to hear them now?
Oh no, we'll let them. We'll let them keep
breathe?
going in. Let them. Yeah, we got. They're funneling in.
All right. Let's do what's trending. Marsh, you just heard Marsh. Let's hear Marsh got what's trending for us next on 101 ESPN.
topics in the sports world?
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
It's time to find out with
What's Trending, brought to you by Elite Comfort Experts. Heating and cooling with no gimmicks, just guarantees. EliteComfortExperts.com.
Welcome back to the Fast Lane here on 101 ESPN with Anthony Stalter and Carey Davis. I'm Andrew Marsh, and it's time for What's Trending. Gentlemen, I want to bring a conversation that I wasn't really a part of it. I don't know if I care that much, but Carey and Jackson Burkett were having this conversation before the show started about the Denver Nuggets firing their coach, Michael Malone, with just a few games left in the season. Now, you're probably thinking, if you don't care about basketball or watch, you're like, well, the Nuggets, they must be terrible, right? That is not the case, Anthony. They are
not so fast.
One of the best teams in the West. They have one of the best players in the world on their team, the Joker, and they fired their coach who won them a finals. And they fired the GM as well. Carey, your thoughts?
Yeah, I thought it was weird. I mean, they were the number 2 seed. I think they're 3 or 4 maybe now, but it's not like you got the best player in the world on your team. I mean, we can figure this out later. I don't know why you fire your coach at this point. Something had to have happened.
Right.
Where, you remove him from his position. Again, you got the best player in the world in Nikola Jokic, who is, he had a 60-point triple-double a couple games ago. Like, this dude is different. And they are the team that no one wants to face in the playoffs. In the West, nobody wants to face the Nuggets. Nobody.
Right.
Because they got Nikola Jokic, and you can't damn stop them. So, yeah, it's weird. I don't know where they go or who they bring in, if they bring anybody in, or they just, stay internal and hire, promote one of the assistant coaches. I don't know, but it's a strange thing that they just did.
So, could this be a Jokic thing?
I don't think so.
Because this is typically when a head coach is fired and it's a bit of a surprise. Yeah, there seems to be some underlying issues maybe within the team and the way they're coached and things like that. I'm trying to think of some recent examples of a team.
LeBron James getting Darvin Ham, allegedly.
Yeah, there was another team. Was it the Sixers? No, was it the Raptors?
Oh, he's talking about Dwayne Casey. Yeah,
they had their coach fired because they didn't like the way the style was being played.
No, not him.
Who was it?
Memphis just fired their coach.
Memphis did, but you're thinking Milwaukee.
Milwaukee, thank you.
Milwaukee a couple of years ago.
And they brought in Doc Rivers.
Yeah. Yes, and it was like. That was the players didn't like
that
the way.
That was like before the trade deadline.
Yeah, their head coach was in Toronto. He was the assistant for Toronto.
Yeah, that was before the trade deadline. The Nuggets have 3 regular season games left, and you fired your coach today?
Right.
That's strange. And
I wonder if there's controversy coming.
That's the only thing that could come to mind is like something is happening. Michael Malone doesn't strike me as that kind of guy, but what do I know? I mean, possibly.
They got rid of the GM, too, so if there were to be controversy, it would have to be involved. Both of them would have to be involved. But the Suns, they fired their coach after going to the finals.
Right.
And look where they're at now.
This is almost an NHL-type move.
Well, this has happened in the NHL. The Devils fired their head coach, and then Larry Robinson took over in 2000. There was 8 games left in the season. They went on to win the Stanley Cup that year.
Typically a good move when you fire your head coach. At some point during the season, you win a cup. Splashback Deuce, Anthony Stalter. Did you just say, could this be a jock itch thing? Yes, I did. It's a serious issue.
I missed that.
Well, Anthony, you better get Boom Actington Acton, right?
What did you say? Jock itch?
Jokic.
Okay. I missed it. My headphones are...
Are you in the penalty box right now?
That's like the right side is gone out, and it's weird because I'm fiddling. I'm over here fiddling. But it's
fiddling too long.
Yeah, I'm fiddling as long as I have. There it did again.
Chester says NHL gets rid of people for sneezing in the wrong direction. Absolutely.
Yeah, you can't do that.
No.
Speaking of the NHL, Budweiser sent celebratory cans to goalies who did not get scored on by Alexander Ovechkin at any point in their career.
That's pretty cool.
It is the Budweiser Zero of $8.95, and there's a bunch of, well, not a bunch, but, a handful of goalies here. 199 shots against, 0 behind them. Joel Hofer, one of those goalies that will receive some Budweiser Zero.
Nice.
As he stopped 8 shots from Alexander Ovechkin.
There you go.
How about
cool.
that?
Our guy.
That's our guy.
Good stuff. Think he's going to be the starter now moving forward because of this?
No.
Oh.
Nope.
Okay. Did I go too far?
Yep.
Got it.
Come on,
Usually
man.
I usually do is right.
Oh, we must have a Jordan Bennington and Billy Husso conversation once again.
All right,
That was fun.
The Cardinals are back in Pittsburgh tonight. It'll be Sonny Gray versus Paul Skeens. And we'll play the lineup game next on 101 ESPN. If you ever notice when you want to go test drive a vehicle at some dealerships, they'll say to you, oh, well, we don't have that vehicle that you saw online. That is actually at our another location, but we have something similar. And all you want to do is actually see that vehicle that they advertised online. Not at Auto Centers Nissan Herculaneum. When you go to AutoCentersNissan.com and you find a vehicle, that vehicle will be there among all the 800 new and used vehicles that they have all in one location. It's a massive lot that they, as soon as you walk onto the lot, you're like, okay, yeah, this is the selection's all here. Auto Centers Nissan, they pride themselves on not having vehicles scattered all across, 5 different locations and 2 different, countries and things like that. No, not with Auto Centers Nissan. Forget about overpaying. These vehicles are priced to move, plus all new Nissans. Get complimentary lifetime warranty and that 30-day return promise. Serious peace of mind that you're not going to find anywhere else. If your credit has seen better days, no problem. Their credit experts can also help any credit situation. So browse that massive selection online at AutoCentersNissan.com. When you head out to Herculaneum, tell them Stalter sent you. Auto Centers Nissan, big inventory, bigger savings, zero nonsense. 203, your time check is brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler with Carey Davis and Andrew Marsh. I'm Anthony Stalter. It's the Fast Lane, and we have a lineup for tonight as the Cardinals get ready to take on Paul Skeens. Sonny Gray will take the hill for the Cardinals in Game 2 of this series. All right, Carey. Ready to rock into our roll?
Sure. Let's go, Cardinals.
No, I'm out on that.
What?
I don't want to do that.
By myself?
Yeah.
Why would I be why? You guys didn't join in?
Why would you do that? Why would you do the whole Let's Go Cardinals
Why
thing?
wouldn't you be excited? They got Paul Skeens on the bump. They got a chance here.
No. The Pirates have Paul Skeens. We don't.
Oh.
Do you think Paul Skeens will get a standing ovation tonight?
Yeah.
Well, they're not at Busch, though.
Well, the 10 people that'll be there at the game will
I will say that. There was nobody at that game last night.
there never is.
I think on the broadcast, they're like, yeah, you really got to create your own environment here.
I'm telling you, when I used to go
Baseball's
to
healthy,
those,
guys.
Yeah,
Baseball's healthy.
Just wait till the Dodgers roll into town. All right. Show us Lars Newbar.
Sorry, guys.
Oh, good luck, Anthony. It's over. Who you got here? Mason Wynn, Victor Scott. Lars is clearly out of the lineup today. Who the hell's playing left field?
Okay, so who profiles as a leadoff hitter? You just mentioned those two. Victor Scott, Mason Wynn did it last year. Brendan Donovan.
Maybe it's Donnie.
Oh, but he has used Donovan more like in the middle of the lineup.
Because that's and why
okay, let's just play the game. Let's not go that route. Let's just play the game.
And why wouldn't you, Anthony?
So I think it's either Scott or Wynn.
Let's go, Scott. He's been hitting better.
All right, show us Victor Scott.
Run as fast as you can. You can't catch me. I'm the gingerbread man.
Okay, so we got our center fielder.
All right.
I was just...
It helps when you turn
I was just thinking, well, I want to pot it down. I don't want to say anything, give anything away. But I was just thinking, we were talking and really wrestling with whether or not we should play the Sounders whenever the team isn't playing good.
You know what?
I think we're just going to have to play them because we might not play them all year based on what we're seeing.
Right.
Yep.
Well, the offense, as we've talked about, the offense has been good.
Now if you had Sounders for those damn pitchers.
Nah, it beats crickets right now.
Yeah, it'd be
Yep.
deep.
It would just be the sound of that ball ricocheting off the green monster. All right, Contreras here?
Sure.
Show us Wilson Contreras.
You don't know how to play first base. It's not that hard. Tell him, Wash.
It's incredibly hard.
Hey, anything worth doing is.
All right. Brendan Donovan here?
Yeah.
Show us Brendan Donovan.
Look at that guy. Vibrant, handsome, hair.
Now, is Donnie playing left field? Since it seems as though Newt might be out?
Yeah, because Sajasi's probably at second, right?
Okay.
All right, so Donovan
and
left, right?
I still think this is Arenado here.
So
I think
he's back. Okay.
He's day to day. He's a little tired.
A little sore.
Yep.
Okay, yeah, I agree.
Yeah, go ahead.
Show us.
Nolan Arenado. A lot of people think you get in your mid-30s and your career's over, but like I always say, until they stop scouting, I ain't going to stop playing.
Okay.
All right, so
we got Scott in center, Donovan in left, Arenado at third. We don't know about Contreras yet, but he'll either be
at first base.
Well,
whoever isn't,
it could be Burleson. Yeah, but
whoever isn't at first base is at DH.
So does so is this Burleson then? That would be my guess because Burleson. There's been times where he's been fifth.
I'd like to see. It's just me.
Jordan Walker.
No.
Oh.
I'd like to see Luke and Baker. I don't think you have to. I don't say. Jamie had the rule. You had to be a shortstop to be the leadoff hitter.
Right.
I don't think you have to only face left-handed pitching.
I agree.
I think if you're a big, strong guy and the guy throws the ball really fast, you probably should bat against that guy. It's just my theory, Anthony. I don't see the Yankees taking Aaron Judge out when there's a righty on the bump. I'm not saying that Luke and Baker is Aaron Judge, but who knows? Hell, we got to see him play.
3:08, April 8th. 2025. Carey Davis says that Lucan Baker is Aaron Judge.
Yeah, I think you've gone way too far on this, Carey.
I'm not saying that's who he is.
Well, even having him in the same conversation, I think is just incredibly disrespectful.
We have Lars and Juan Soto in the same conversation.
Have you seen those numbers?
Oh, God.
Have you seen the blast rate, Carey? It's huge.
Pay attention.
Oh, God.
So is this Alec Burleson?
Sure. I don't believe it. I don't
Show us Alec Burleson. Carey, thank you.
You're already acting like you're a star, and we haven't even opened yet.
I like to think outside the box sometimes. Show us Jordan Walker. Sorry, Anthony.
Die for every ball. It's boring otherwise, plus it looks harder. The most important play in right field is what I like to call the janitor throw. Guaranteed out every time. I call it the janitor throw because it cleans up that are trying to take an extra base on you.
All right, so second base, shortstop, and catcher. He has not moved Mason Wynn from that 9 spot.
Okay.
Right?
Yep.
So if we work backwards, Wynn and then Pages
and Sajasi.
So I like that. So Sajasi here? I agree.
Show us Thomas Sajasi.
Not great.
Pages?
Okay, so this is the catcher then. Show us Pedro Pages.
Smithies, throw this at him.
You're out!
Maybe.
Okay, now Sajasi.
Show us Sajasi.
No way in hell.
Who the heck is playing? You need,
So Newt's on.
Why would you put Newt wouldn't be
Newt's
here?
on the bench, right?
Yeah.
Let's walk through it. Newt's on the bench.
Is Siani playing? And then Donnie is at second base?
Oh. Why wouldn't you have Sajasi? Why wouldn't you give Sajasi up? Because it's Skeens and you don't want to put him out there. His feelings might get hurt. His confidence might go down.
Probably Michael Siani.
Wow. So Siani
in left field or Victor Scott in center.
Yeah, it was your
vice versa,
idea. I
whatever.
think it's great.
Show us Michael Siani.
See, with Michael, he had to win. That's what made him great. He did that little shrug, and I took that personally.
What a catch.
And show us Mason Wynn.
Second! Bring me that up!
All right, so Marsh, this is going to be interesting. Run this thing.
All right, leading off in left field, Victor Scott the second. Batting second, your DH, Wilson Contreras. Batting third, playing second base, Brendan Donovan. Your cleanup hitter, third baseman, Nolan. Batting fifth, playing first base, Alec Burleson. Batting sixth in right field, Jordan Walker. Batting seventh, catching, Pedro Pages. Batting eighth in center field, Michael Siani. And batting ninth, the shortstop, Mason Wynn.
Back. Stay fair! Stay fair!
Go foul!
I don't believe what I just saw!
Home run.
All right, Marsh, I believe you still have honors, right?
Yes.
Right.
Yes. No, we have not been as good at the home run game as the light the lamp game.
There's a reason for that.
But, people keep saying there's a lot of baseball left. So I'm going to go with a Victor Scott leadoff home run.
Good for you. That's good. I like that.
I like it. I don't know that I love it.
Or just a home run. Okay. I think he runs into one.
I'm going to go with Nolan Arenado, who got me on the board to start the season.
I'm going to go with the man that I just compared to old Aaron Judge off the bench. Lucan Baker.
So our first 10-point attempt. I like that. Jamie has often gone with Wilson Contreras, so should we just give him Contreras?
I was thinking more like, I thought he texted Siani kind of later in that lineup, the pop that he had. Maybe he just texted it to me.
Well, if he texted you, then go for it.
Yeah. Michael Siani.
There you go. Jamie likes to...
He steps out there every now and then.
Yeah, he likes to take risks. Good for him. All right. It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN.
Oh, I love our listeners. They're
Can
so
you share?
insightful.
Can you share?
Well, yeah. Victor Scott is the center fielder of the future. Why is he playing a different position in the outfield?
No, that's a good question. Keep sending in those mic drops on the Cardinals and the Blues. Cardinals today, if you want to kind of vent, air out some things, great. If you want to talk about your Blues, you can also do so via the Dobbs Tire and Auto Center's 101 ESPN mobile app. That Scott Lee Heating Company mic drop features right there at the end. Let's play Are You Sold next. 314-399-9646 is the Air Comfort Service text line. Are You Sold next on Fast Line?
Hey, it's Carey Davis, and if you are looking to upgrade the look and feel of your home, then look no further. Window Nation has you covered. You can replace those old, drafty windows with energy-efficient windows from Window Nation. They are built to protect your home with top-quality insulation seals. Window Nation has some of the best insulated windows you can buy, and right now you need to hurry. They have a great offer. 4 windows free with every 4 you buy. You get 0 interest and 0 payments for 2 years and pay nothing until 2027. And if you get a house full of windows, you can get a free entry door as well. So hurry, stop waiting, schedule a fast in-home estimate right now with the pros at Window Nation, 866-90Nation, or visit them online at windownation.com. 96% of the windows that they install have a customer satisfaction rating, over 200,000 5-star reviews, and that window will come with a lifetime warranty. So give them a call today. Their sale ends soon. 4 windows free with every 4 you buy, 0 interest, 0 payments for 2 years, pay nothing until 2027, and a free entry door with that house of windows. 866-90Nation, or visit them online at windownation.com.
Play Are You Sold here in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. 314-399-9646 is the Air Comfort Service text line. So if you want to give us an Are You Sold statement, you can do so right now. Marsh, what do we got?
All right. We were talking about the Cardinals. Let's get back to the Blues with this question from the 636. After last night, are you sold that the Vegas Golden Knights are a better matchup than the Winnipeg Jets?
Again, I don't think so. I was going to say for a couple of reasons. Jordan Bennington wasn't in the net. That's one. I think, again, if you listen to Monty after that game, that post-game press conference, he sounded to me like a coach that believes that they can compete with that team.
Yeah.
They might not be as tough. And then if I don't know when Dylan Holloway gets back, hopefully it's sooner rather than later. Hopefully it's by the time the start of the playoffs began. Colton Parayko should be back by that time as well. You get two of your main pieces back, two of your main players. I think the Blues can compete with that team that they played last night.
Yeah, I agree. That wasn't their best performance.
I don't think they've been playing all that great as of late.
I feel like the way that they have moved the puck has been exceptional. I did not feel that way last night.
No, they couldn't make a 3-foot pass last night.
Yeah.
I kept saying it while I was watching the game. I go, make the damn pass.
Right.
You're right next to him, and it was in the skates, and then all of a sudden the puck's still at the blue line. Puck stays in the zone. Mm-hmm. They had nothing last night. Forecheck wasn't really there. Their transition game wasn't there. Mm-hmm. They just looked slow and sluggish, and that'll happen, though. You're playing, someone texted in earlier, like, you've been playing emotional hockey for 12 games.
Absolutely.
And beyond that, right? Like, coming out of the Four Nations.
And that is one of the concerns. Now, I highly doubt that if and when they get to the playoffs that they'll have a dip. I think that the energy will be right back. But that is one of the things you concern yourself with. If you've been playing just emotional hockey for over a month and then you get into the postseason, just to get in, you're emotionally spent. But that's a lot of wild card. That's most wild card teams.
I think you can tell that they're missing Dylan Holloway.
Yeah. And Parayko, for that matter. The fact that they were 13 or 14, 1-1 or whatever it was without Colton Parayko, go fast lane yourself, you know? So if they can get those two guys back, that'll make a huge difference.
All right, this next one comes from Carrot. Are you sold the Blues needed to lose before the playoffs so the young guys could experience a loss and respond to it in a productive way, rather than going deeper in the playoff run?
Nope.
Or leasing this to a deeper playoff run?
I don't think you had to lose. I think it was inevitable that you would. That was easy for me to say. Inevitable that you were going to lose at some point. Just because nobody wins every game. Not even the Patriots. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying, Anthony?
Yeah. I do think, though, I am going to say I am sold. Because you learn more from losses than you do wins. Ugh. It's Carey, you know that. You don't want to lose, but you learn more from losses than wins.
I can learn and win, Coach. I need to lose to make me learn a lesson. I got you. We won? I'll figure it out. I'll fix it.
Well, you remember during the NFL season, I kept saying about the Vikings, this team is not like middle of the season. I'm like, they're not playing good football. Mm-hmm. They're getting away with things, which ultimately showed its ugly face at the end of the season. And by ugly, I mean real ugly, Anthony. Like, you don't even want to look at it ugly.
Yeah, like a bridge under a troll.
A troll under a bridge. Like buoy ugly.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. I don't know.
Minnesota had a really good year.
Despite the loss last night, I think you learned a lot about what it's going to take to beat Winnipeg specifically.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I think it's within your ability, your capability. But their defensive structure is excellent in front of Hellebuck. Again, you only made 14 saves last night.
The Waterboy text in, are you sold that this Cardinals team will finish among the bottom 5 of all Major League Baseball, even though we're only 10 games in?
Every team? So American League and National League?
Major
all of baseball?
League Baseball.
In ever, Bob?
In wins and losses, Jumma? Is that what you said?
Yeah, in losses.
In losses?
So that would be your
record.
Marlins, your White Sox. I'm just going by last year.
Can we find 10 worst teams in the Cardinals? That is the...
Probably not. I mean, not today?
Yeah.
Can you find 10 worst teams in the Cardinals today?
Yes, that's the mission, right? Will they fit? Ask that again. Are you sold, Marshy, please?
Am I sold?
No. Can you read that? Can you read that question again?
Yeah, are they going to finish bottom 5 in Major League Baseball
Bottom
this
5,
year?
sorry.
Even though we're 10 games into the season, will they finish with a bottom 5 record?
Can we find 5 worst teams? The White Sox
the White
are
Sox,
one.
the Twins.
You got to say the Twins.
Because you swept those guys.
The Rockies.
You're not putting the Braves in there, even though they are 1-8.
Nope.
Because they're going to figure it out. 10 worst teams? No.
No, not 10, 5. Because I know I said 10, but I made the mistake.
I can't put the Pirates in there.
Nope. Not right now.
So the Rockies.
Can we still put the Marlins? I know the Marlins are 5-5. Can we put the Marlins in there?
And I mean, they are.
I'm going to put the Marlins in
Okay.
there.
So you have 14.
And I'll say they won't finish dead last in their division. So, no, I'm not sold that they'll finish bottom 5. I don't think they'll finish dead last. So, whoever, pick your horse there. Whether it's the Pirates, the Reds. The Brewers have a minus 22 run differential.
That's bad. And the
So
Cardinals got a -3, and they've scored damn near 10 runs in every game. 7 runs.
You know the problem.
What's that, Anthony? Do tell.
Oh, they don't have pitching, Carey.
Oh. You watched the game?
Yeah. Unfortunately. Watched every game so far. So I'll say I'm not sold. I think there are 5 worse teams than the Cardinals.
All right. We get a question from the 618. It's not an are you sold, but it's an are you out question from the 618. If you're so out on the Cardinals, why do you even do the lineup game?
Oh, it's a segment in a 4-hour show.
If you must know.
If you must know. If you want me to be honest with you, and I will, it's a 4-hour show that we have to fill.
I have high hopes for the Cardinals.
And the lineup game is just, it's kind of fun.
And I just feel disappointed sometimes when I watch. But you know what? And if I'm being honest, like I can watch the Cardinals lose, but if Jordan Walker has a good day, Victor Scott Mason win, if Nolan Gorman, when he's healthy, has a good day, like if Lars Newbar, like I can still feel good.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Carey, you can say that when they're signing your paychecks.
That's true. It does say St. Louis Cardinals above your paycheck.
It does.
Not ours.
Yeah. That's why I say nice
ours
things.
Are blues. Really not. But really not. Yeah. Bear says points for honesty. Yeah. It's a segment.
314 says CD should do the lineup game each day for the Dodgers. Why? It's going to be the same thing. They're a good team.
I don't want to hear your crap. All right. I don't need it today. I don't need the Dodgers crap today. By the way, they're third place. Okay. That's all you need to know.
The Dodgers?
Yeah.
Yes. 10 games.
Yeah, they lost last night.
At 9-3.
They lost to the Nationals.
Yes, they did.
It'll be okay.
It's Fast on 101 ESPN. Did the front office put the Cardinals in the right position to succeed? Now, Marsh, when you posed that question, were you talking about this offseason?
Absolutely. So it could be a little bit of a brain twister here, right? Are we talking about
expand it? Are
we talking about this season? Are we talking about for the future?
I'm going to say no, but not because of this last offseason. All right, so let's rephrase it. Did the front office put the Cardinals in the right position to succeed? No, they didn't, but not because of this offseason. I'll tell you why. Next on 101 ESPN.
101 ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling. The Blues win streak is now over 12 consecutive wins. They lose to the Winnipeg Jets last night in Winnipeg by a final score of 3-1. They'll take on the Edmonton Oilers tomorrow night, and you can listen to that game right here on 101 ESPN. Pregame starts at 8. Puck drop is at 9. We'll talk with Joe Vitale at 5:30, so stay tuned for that. We also will get into your Cardinals mic drops as the Cardinals lose 8-4 last night against the Pittsburgh Pirates. They'll face Paul Skeens tonight, which should be fun. Cardinals looking to get back in the win column. We are taking your Cardinal mic drops. If you are heated about your St. Louis Cardinals, send us a Scott Lee Heating Company mic drop or send us a text to the Air Comfort Service text line 314-399-9646. We'll dive into those later in the show, but coming up next, did the front office put the Cardinals in the right position to succeed? That's next right here in the Fast Lane. I'm Andrew Marsh, and the Sports Center Update is brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling, an independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
Did the front office put the Cardinals in the right position to succeed this past offseason? It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. Carey Davis, Andrew Marsh, Anthony Stalter. I don't think that this past offseason, I've said this before, I don't care that this front office, led by Mo, didn't spend a dime this offseason outside of adding Phil Maton. I really don't. This organization needs a facelift. They need a new plan. And from what they're telling us, there is a new plan in place. They're heading in a direction where it's going to be through draft and development. I'm cool with that. If it's going to be through draft and development, really doesn't make sense to lock up some free agent for 3 or 4 years, especially if that free agent is going to be of the same ilk as some of the free agents this front office has brought in the past. This organization, in my opinion, has constantly shopped in that middle row, Carey, and has sold the fan base as, hey, got some top shelf guys for you. No, you didn't. Or they have shopped in the bargain bin, which is fine if you find the right bargains, and then shopped in that mid-tier and have overpaid for the mid-tier. If you're going to overpay, you might as well overpay for the top. But I don't think the Cardinals front office put the Cardinals in a bad position this offseason. I think they've been doing that for years. I don't think it's ever one offseason. This pitching has gotten steadily worse year in and year out. Whether you talk about the trades that they have made or the trades that they have not made, or the injuries, it all goes in the same bucket. But when they decided that they were going to shift from making sure they have one of the better organizations top to bottom pitching-wise to we need more offense, let's sell off for offense, I think that was one of the mistakes that they made. And yes, when the injuries started to occur, which is not their fault, injuries happen, but when some of the injuries started to really pile up, you really felt the effects of it.
I'm with you in terms of not being too bothered by this offseason. I think the addition of Phil Maton was good. I think you could have gone – I don't think you needed to add a lot. I think the things you could have added or should have added should have come from – should have been internally, right? The players that you already have in your system that can move up. So when I say that, I think moving Miles Michaelis and Steven Matz to the bullpen would have been a good decision. That way you free up a spot. And I don't call me crazy. I don't know. Fernandez or Raycroft, whoever, one of those guys. Somebody they take that spot. You're already paying that money. And now you open up a spot for a Michael McGreevy. Right. You have that starting rotation spot. And I still think that could be, if Miles Michaelis doesn't perform well and you don't want to get rid of him and say, I'm just going to pay you to go away, then you move him to the bullpen, and then you allow one of those other guys to come up and have an opportunity to be an everyday starter, one of their fifth starters. I think and I agree with you that this has been a long time coming. I didn't have a problem with this offseason. I didn't. I know some people will. For me, it was a better offseason than last year. Because last year you brought in Kyle Gibson, you brought in Lance Lynn, you brought in Brandon Crawford and Matt Carpenter, and this was going to be what? Yeah. It didn't move the needle. And so you had a better offseason this year, in my opinion, with doing less. Because you didn't bring in, as you said, veterans that were going to block some of the younger guys, but you didn't do enough, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. So I think that the Cardinals are. You're getting what you get out what you put in. They haven't put in enough in order to have success, and they're getting those results, in my opinion. And it's frustrating for Cardinal fans because if you grew up in this city like I did and you watched this storied franchise, I joke a lot about being a Dodgers fan. I am a Cardinal fan. I love the St. Louis Cardinals. I do like watching the Dodgers. If you don't, then that's your problem and something wrong with your eyeballs.
Well, then I guess something's wrong with my eyeballs.
Must be. You need to go to the eye doctor. I hate that team. Go to the eye doctor and find some joy, Anthony, and you can find it in joy. L.A.
My joy comes when Major League Baseball wakes up.
Well, Anthony, you and everyone else that like you are going to be frustrated for a while.
I'm a Falcon fan. I'm used to it.
Okay, well, sorry to hear that. But no, I mean, the Cardinals, I expect them to win. I expect them to compete. I don't expect them to win a championship every single year, but damn it, I expect to see a team that's going to win 90-plus games, play hard as hell in the summer when it's hot as hell in St. Louis, and compete to put themselves in a position to make a run during the playoffs.
Yeah.
I don't expect them to win a championship every year because that is absolutely crazy. But I expect them to win 90-plus games, play hard as hell, pitch well, have excitement, people cheering, people showing up, and they give you a reason to be excited to watch them. Mm. That's what I expect from my St. Louis Cardinals. Anything else, I don't want to watch it.
Yeah.
In 2023, who the hell do you think wanted to watch that? Nobody.
Yeah.
And then the carryover last year, they won 83 games. It was better, air quotes, but it wasn't better. It was the same thing with just, 8 more wins? 10 more wins?
You paid attention longer into the season.
There you go. So that's where I'm at.
What I'm hearing from you, and I agree, is that if you're not going to be one of the top contenders, obviously we want the Cardinals to be one of the top contenders. But if you're not going to be one of the top contenders, at the very least, be scrappy, be annoying, be the team that's like.
That's not what I'm saying.
I'm
saying be good.
Be annoying to other teams.
Yeah, no.
Which is being good. But if you're not going to have like top end talent, and you're not going to spend big, be competitive by at least being a gnat to other teams. They're like, how are these guys this good? Like, how are these guys good? How are these guys? Yeah. Why are they still competitive?
Yeah.
Who the hell is Roy Croft? Right? But he's pitching well. He's not. But you get what I'm saying?
Right.
If you're not going to be a contender, at least be scrappy, be gritty. Be a team that nobody wants to face. The Blues at one point couldn't win 3 games in a row. The playoffs were, if you squinted, maybe you saw a little bit. But we did not think this Blues team was a playoff team.
No.
Before the 12-game winning streak. And since they put together this 12-game winning streak, is any of us saying that the Blues are a Stanley Cup contender? No.
Not if you got common sense.
But this Blues team, what have we been saying?
Marshy.
What have we been saying?
Marshy looked over his shoulder like, fast lane you.
And that one day at 155, I said this team is going to win the Stanley Cup.
Don't you be talking about his Blues.
And I still feel that way, gentlemen.
We've said that
deep down in my heart,
these opponents, they don't want to face the Blues.
Right.
It's the one team you don't want to face. That's all I'm asking for the Cardinals. But in order to get there, I do think there needed to be an organizational reset, which is what we're getting now. And we're just going to have to deal with it for the next couple of months. And then Bloom gets in, and we pray to God that's not this. Pray to the baseball gods. It's not the same thing as what we have been watching.
It will be better because those guys that you don't think are performing particularly well, or guys that you think are longer in the tooth, will no longer be on the roster.
Right.
So you get those contracts off the books. Miles Michaelis, Eric Fetty is another one. This is last year. Steven Matz.
Yep.
Those contracts are gone, which opens up 3 spots, which was 3 starting spots at one point. Now it's just 2. It opens up those spots for younger players for the injection of youth. Again, I think the Cardinals are 2 years behind this. I think they should have done this a couple of years ago. And it definitely, if it continues this way, if the Cardinals are, the number that popped into my head earlier was 10-23. One, if they're 10-23, I think they're going to blame the manager for that. And he shouldn't be blamed because this is not a pitching staff, in my opinion, that right now is good enough to win you enough games. Mm-hmm. If that's the case, and Steven and Miles Michaelis has 2 or 3 more performances like we saw a couple of days ago, Eric Fetty has another performance or 2 like we saw last week, you got to do something different. And if you're not, then you're doing a disservice to this great city that loves this franchise.
Carey Davis, anything to Stalter's Fascinating on 101 ESPN. Marsh just heard a mic drop from somebody, a Cardinals fan, that asked a really good question, or at least posed a really good statement that we'll get into next, because there's a lot of tentacles to that. It's next in the Fascinating on 101 ESPN.
I mean, why even be mad? We knew this was coming. They ain't done a damn thing with this team all year. Why would we care now? I went to 2 games this year. I went to opening day because it is my favorite holiday behind 4th of July. And then I went to another game because I got free tickets. It seems like nobody cares inside the game itself. Why should I?
So Jeff just posed an interesting question there, right at the end. Seems like they don't care. Why should I? It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. I think, Carey, if you were to poll all dedicated Cardinals fans, the ones that are really invested in their team, like from an emotional standpoint, I think the majority of the fans would say that. Mm-hmm. I think some fans feel as though the Cardinals should spend like the Dodgers. I don't think that, and they're right to think that way. I don't think that's realistic.
I agree.
It's apples to oranges because even though they're 2 baseball teams, obviously different markets, and even though the Cardinals ownership group could spend like the Dodgers, I don't know if that's the best model overall for the Cardinals. But I think that most fans feel the way Jeff do. Do you care, or is there at least an illusion that you care? Are you giving, not illusion, are you giving off the perception that you care? When you hear the Cardinals front office speak, at times it feels as though they're just saying, what do you want from us? 11 championships, payrolls right around, 11, 12, sometimes 8, sometimes 9. What more do you want? And I think they become tone deaf to why Cardinals fans are frustrated. And now, it took a while, but now the Cardinals fans are showing with their wallets. They're not going.
Yeah, and this is probably the worst outcome if you're the Cardinals ownership, but you've seen this coming. And I think the worst thing you can do, like you're in a business that is they want to make money. Yes, they want to build their wealth and all of that. But you're in a business where you have consumers that want to buy that you need to buy your product.
Yeah.
And you can't be, the word that comes to mind is ignorant, and just say the hell with it. We're not going to give you anything. If you're not going to give us anything, it doesn't work that way. It shouldn't work that way. But we see owners, we see franchises, we see these things happen. And then what do? And I don't think this will ever happen with the St. Louis Cardinals because they're the St. Louis Cardinals. But then that ownership says, they don't want to show up. Why do we want to be here?
Right,
we need a new stadium. They're not showing up. No, you're not giving.
You have the product.
It's your fault that people don't show up to watch your product. It ain't good enough. The St. Louis Rams weren't trying. They were terrible. Mm-hmm. They weren't trying to win. And then that ownership group said, fans don't show up.
Right.
That to me is the ignorant part. And the disrespectful part.
It's almost manipulative, too.
It's gaslighting. It's one of those things where, I don't know. You're not doing what you're supposed to do, so.
Yeah. You want me to spend, but you won't show up. No, you. Hold on.
You got to do that. No.
Right, you're selling me.
Yeah, you should be. Mm-hmm. But no, I think that I agree with the caller. Like the fact that if they don't care, why should anyone else? Mm-hmm. Like if you're not going to put forth what seems to be put forth effort, why should people put forth effort to get in their car, get all of the kids rounded up and spend their money? Why should people put effort into you if you're not putting effort into them? It's a mutual relationship. And sometimes I think that maybe the organization doesn't feel like it's a mutual relationship. Right. Like it is, you scratch my back, I scratch. We do for one another. It's not, well, if you're not going to do for me, I won't do for you either. Right. That is the wrong approach, in my opinion. And I think that has been the approach. I think that they are resetting, and hopefully they are trying to figure out a way to compete with the guys that they have without spending an enormous amount of money. I've been struggling with my words today.
You've been doing great.
An enormous amount of money, but they're trying to figure out how to get it done without that. And the hitting has been good. The pitching stinks. Mm-hmm. Let's just call it what it is. It ain't been good enough to win you games. It's cost you some games.
So, Carey, Zoosh just hit an absolute piss missile off Miles Michaelis off the Green Monster. This is what Zoosh from the Snake Pit said. They've made one of the most supportive intelligent and loyal fan bases on earth not show up. That's tough to do.
That's very accurate.
Hat tip, Zoosh. Well said. He's absolutely right.
That's 100% the point.
This is a fan base. And I think maybe, Carey, to your point that you just said a couple of minutes ago, to your point, the organizations, I'm like, they're loyal. They'll just throw them the hat. They'll wear the hat anyways.
It's a terrible,
throw them the bobblehead. We're good.
Terrible relationship. It's a partner that no longer feels the need to do the things that they did to get you.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to be there. You're here anyways. Where else you going to go? What else you going to do? You're here. I'm yours. You're mine. I got you. You ain't going nowhere. That's the relationship, and the Cardinals are abusing that part of their relationship with the fans, and the fans are saying they're fighting back. No.
Yeah,
I'm not
anymore.
Going. I don't want to be a part of this relationship if you aren't trying.
Right.
And there are plenty of people out there that can understand, like, when your partner no longer tries, why in the hell do you think I'm going to keep trying?
Right.
The hell you think I am?
Mm-hmm.
So, and for a time, sometimes people do. They keep showing up. They keep trying. Oh, God, it'll be better. It'll be better. And then eventually something hits you in the head and say, no, it's not better.
It's not better.
Finally, you realize, this is what it is.
We're gonna see how much this organization cares moving forward. We're going to see that. I mean, this is a change now in philosophy. Paper Straws at 101 ESPN. Hey, Anthony, the Cardinals are third in all Major League Baseball in runs scored, but what is their run differential?
-3.
-3.
Do you think that fans?
Was that a question, or I feel like that was?
I think he was setting you up.
I think it was a question.
Yeah.
But I mean, I felt like it was loaded. So
it might have been rhetorical.
I think it was a real question. I try not to believe that people.
I don't know. Paper Straws. What? I'm sending it out to the snake pit. What? I feel like there was a point you're trying to make. And
I think it was just a question.
No, I think the point was, hey, what's the run differential? Oh, it's terrible. Got it.
But why would that be directed at me?
Because you're the baseball guy.
You're the guy looking at the screen.
You're the baseball guy. Anthony, because of my anger, let me tell you, because of my anger and rage that I have, I choose to assume that people are being positive when they speak to me.
Okay.
Until they don't, and then it changes.
Paper Straw says, "I knew the answer. It was loaded. The pitching is that bad." Oh yeah. No, I agree.
See, but it wasn't directed at you.
He said Anthony
in a derogatory way, though, like not in a attacking.
I was just wondering if I said something and then that's what Paper Straw said, or if he was just like he grabbed a chair at the bar, slid in and said, "Dude, you preached run differential all last year."
I think that might have done that. Mike got the wrong.
The run differential wasn't good last year.
No, it's not been good for 2 years.
No,
it matters.
I'm so confused right now, and I'm trying not to be.
Anthony, I have a question. Maybe you can answer this one.
Yes.
Do you think that fans are correlating the front office, like not DFAing Miles Mikolas or doing anything about their starting pitching to them not caring?
100%. They're telling you that. Miles Mikolas says, Marsh, that's a great question.
Thank you.
It's a great question. Miles Mikolas has been terrible now for 3 years. He's been terrible.
But he's under contract.
Did he pitch the other day at Fenway?
I mean, did he pitch? He was on the mound.
Was he on the mound?
He was on the mound for two.
Did he get whiplash for 2 2/3? That was at him? Yeah.
Yeah.
Why?
Can I ask?
Because the contract was in place.
Can I ask another question?
Sure.
Is this the first time we've seen that?
No.
We've seen this before?
Yes.
From pitchers that weren't performing well enough but kept going out there every fifth day?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Just wondering.
So, yes, Marsh.
I don't blame people for being upset.
I don't either.
Now, I do believe, like, from a front office standpoint, maybe it's a little bit harder to, from a behind the scenes, maybe it's a little bit harder than being like, that guy on Twitter doesn't like Miles Mikolas anymore. Oh, neither does that guy. Oh, crap, the whole city doesn't want him on their team. Oh, let's just get rid of him. Like, I don't think it's that easy, even though it seems that easy.
But the idea should have been, this guy isn't good. Let's open up a spot for Mike McGreevy.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he should have never started the season on the team.
Right, we're going to have to eat the contract, but we're not.
They don't want to.
Are they trying to win, or are they trying to play the contract?
Well, that's the thing. I feel like this team could be slightly good if they made some just not bonehead decisions.
Again, it's one start for Miles Michaelis that was really bad. Let's see what the next one was. Now, Anthony, you brought up the stat that he's been one of the worst starters for 3 years. But who's counting?
Me.
Okay.
And everybody.
All right.
It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. Carey Davis, Andrew Marsh, Anthony Stalter. We got the Gauntlet next.
Warriors. 4 categories, 1 challenger. Can you survive the Gauntlet?
Brought to you by Blue Note Roofing. Roofing, siding, and gutters. Visit BlueNoteRoofingSTL.com for a free inspection.
Time for the Gauntlet here on 101 ESPN. Carey Davis, Andrew Marsh, Anthony Stalter. 403, your time check. Brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler. All right, we've got Brody on the line next for the Gauntlet. What's up, Brody?
Hey, what's up, guys?
Not much. Appreciate you playing. Thanks for listening. Would you like to take on Marsh, Carey, or me?
Let's go CD today.
Carey Davis.
Good luck, Brody.
Thank you, sir.
All right, Carey's going to head to the cone of silence right now. So the streak has been broken, Marsh.
Yes.
Yes,
it has.
It was five straight gauntlets. I looked at Marsh. I feel like I've been going, or 4 straight, maybe.
This would have been the 5th straight gauntlet. Yes.
I looked at Marsh. I feel like I've been going a lot.
Yeah,
like, you have.
Your streak was almost as impressive as the Blues.
Oh, Marsh, you know that's not true, but I appreciate you. Yeah. All right, Brody, go ahead and tell Marsh to spin that wheel.
Spin that wheel, Marshy.
What are you hoping for, Brody?
I'd even like general, maybe football, baseball.
All right.
No hockey.
No hockey, he says. Did the wheel respond?
The wheel responded with random.
Oh, you kind of indicated that you wanted random. All right, well, you're going to get 4 random questions. CD will receive the same 4 random questions. Thank you, Marshy. Each question is worth 2 points unless you ask for the options. What's going on?
I would have loved this first question.
All right.
Had I been in the gauntlet.
Brody, you ready?
Yes, sir.
Question 1. Whose deep connection to the Phoenix Force makes her arguably the most powerful telepath in the Marvel Universe?
What are the options?
Emma Frost, Sue Storm, or Jean Grey?
Let's do the first option. Final answer.
Emma Frost? Okay.
Yes.
Question number 2. Where did tiramisu originate? We are looking for the country, please.
Tiramisu. I feel like it's not the. What are the options on this one?
Options are Belgium, Italy, or Japan.
I'll stick with Italy. Final answer.
All right, question number 3, Brody. According to Cosmopolitan's 2024 Reader's Choice Awards, this fragrance took home the golds for best everyday perfume.
I'll need the options.
Yeah, I'm shocked by that. I'm shocked that you need the options here, Brody. Kidding, of course. Victoria Beckham's Beauty, Versace's Bright Crystal, or Tom Ford Vanilla Sex? What?
Can you read those one more time? Sorry.
Sure.
Thank you.
Victoria Beckham Beauty, Versace Bright Crystal, Tom Ford Vanilla Sex.
Let's go Tom Ford. Final answer.
Okay. I'm surprised Sex Panther wasn't an
I was
option.
just about to say that, Anthony.
I would have picked that.
Oh, boy.
You know it's got real bits of Panther, Brody.
All right, question number 4, Brody. The Rolling Stones' Bad Boy image brought about threats of censorship in 1967 when they performed Let's Spend the Night Together on a classic CBS variety show. Name this program.
I'll need the options.
Options are The Ed Sullivan Show, The Flip Wilson Show, or The Tonight Show starring Johnny Carson.
Let's go with Ed Sullivan. Final answer.
All right, let's bring back Carey from the Cone of Silence. Brody, how you feeling?
Pack a lunch.
Okay. All right. For yourself or for Carey?
Both.
All right. All right, so Carey is making his way up to the microphone right now. He's putting his headphones back in.
Hey, gents.
How's the Cone of Silence?
That's quiet. Very quiet.
No Mike Ryder.
Nope.
He ditched you.
Yep, he did.
He said, I'm out.
He had to go.
All right. Carey, your category today is random.
Okay.
Marshy?
Pack a lunch. I mean, Brody just said it, too.
Yeah, Brody said it, too. He
Oh,
goes,
really?
I said, hey, how you feeling? He goes,
Yeah.
pack a lunch. I said, for you or CD? He goes, both of us.
Yeah.
Here we go. Question one. Whose deep connection to the Phoenix Force makes her arguably the most powerful telepath in the Marvel universe?
Okay. Give me the options.
Emma Frost, Sue Storm, Jean Grey.
Can you repeat the question, sir?
Whose deep connection to the Phoenix Force makes her arguably the most powerful telepath in the Marvel universe?
Okay, can I have the options one more time, please?
Emma Frost, Sue Storm, Jean Grey.
Let's go Jean Grey, final answer.
Question number 2. Where did tiramisu originate? We need the country, please.
Ooh. That feels like French or Italian or tiramisu, you say, huh? I should probably not take the options, but give me the options.
Options are Belgium, Italy, Japan.
Okay. I said Italian, but I'm going to scratch that one off. Because the first, Belgium, Italy, Japan?
Correct.
I want to take Italy off. It gives me Belgium. Give me, let's go Belgium, final answer.
Question 3, Carey. According to Cosmopolitan's 2024 Reader's Choice Awards, this fragrance took home the golds for best everyday perfume.
How would I know that? Options.
Really? Here are your options. Victoria Beckham Beauty, Versace Bright Crystal, Tom Ford Vanilla Sex.
Best perfume?
Mm-hmm.
Victoria's Secret.
No, Victoria Beckham Beauty, Versace Bright Crystal, Tom Ford Vanilla Sex.
Victoria Beckham, Tom Ford, something sex. Hell, I don't know. Let's go with option B, final answer. I don't even know what that option is.
Versace Bright Crystal.
Oh, no. Damn, that ain't what I wanted. Too late. Said final answer. It's okay.
Okay.
All right.
Question number 4. The Rolling Stones' bad boy image brought about threats of censorship in 1967 when they performed Let's Spend the Night Together on a classic CBS variety show. Name this program.
Oh, what? 1970 who? This feels like the damn trivia questions.
No,
they were harder.
You're about 30 years off.
Yeah.
Can you read the question one more time, sir?
Yeah, the Rolling Stones' bad boy image brought about threats of censorship in 1967 when they performed Let's Spend the Night Together on a classic CBS variety show. Name this program.
Dick Clark something. Maybe that was New Year's with Dick Clark. I don't know. Johnny Carson. Maybe. Who else you got? Oh, jeez Louise. Give me the options.
Options are The Ed Sullivan Show,
Ed Sullivan, yeah.
The Flip Wilson Show, or The Tonight Show starring Johnny Carson.
So I think it would be Ed Sullivan. Johnny Carson, later audience. Flip Wilson, no. Let's go Ed Sullivan, final answer.
All right. Let's go over these.
Barn burner. Barn burner.
Brody versus Carey Davis. Let's start right there. The Rolling Stones' bad boy image
What I felt good about.
brought about threats of censorship in 1967 when they performed Let's Spend the Night Together on a classic CBS variety show. Name this program. Brody said The Ed Sullivan Show. Carey said The Ed Sullivan Show. Correct answer is...
It is The Ed Sullivan Show.
Neither of you wanted to say that outright. You both took the options. 1-1. 1-1. Whose deep connection to the Phoenix Force makes her arguably the most powerful telepath in the Marvel Universe? Carey, with the options, said Jean Grey. Brody, with the options, said Emma Frost. Correct answer is...
Of course, it's Jean Grey.
Of course, it's Jean Grey. She was Phoenix.
Yeah.
In one of those X-Men films.
Yeah, well, actually, a few.
Few of those X-Men films.
They rebooted one of them.
Yeah.
Both of them. Yeah. They happened.
She was powerful, that's for sure. All right, Carey, you're up 2-1. Where did tiramisu originate? We need the country, please. CD, you went with Belgium after eliminating Italy. The other option was Japan. Brody went with Italy. Correct answer is...
It's Italy.
Come on, guys. Tiramisu. Tiramisu.
I said France or Italy. It sounded French or Italian.
It's an Italian dessert.
I should have stuck with it.
Anthony, you don't have any room to stand. You don't have any legs to stand on at random.
Remember India? Huh? This is worse. Okay, it's not worse. We're all tied up. 2-2. And Marsh, you can go fast lane yourself. All right. Comes down to this. According to Cosmopolitan's 2024 Reader's Choice Awards, this fragrance took home the gold for best everyday perfume. In a shocking development, you both took the options. Neither of you knew this off the top of your head. Brody, you went with Tom Ford Vanilla Sex. Carey, you said, I don't know, option B, which happened to be the Versace Bright Crystal.
Definitely not the one I wanted.
And you said something similar earlier. I didn't even want that one. So here's how this is going to work. Versace Bright Crystal, Carey wins. Tom Ford Vanilla Sex, Brody wins. Victoria Beckham Beauty, we're heading to a walk-off. Brody.
You have chosen poorly.
You lose.
Carey didn't want it. Carey didn't want it, but he needed it. Versace Bright Crystal is the correct answer. He was disgusted by it. He didn't want it. He got it, though, and he got the dub. Brody, I'm sorry. He got you 3-2 today.
All good. Didn't know he was so familiar with this.
Right?
I had no clue.
No kidding.
Good job,
He wanted to act like he didn't know.
We're all shocked ourselves, quite frankly. Yeah. Brody, sorry, man. The questions were right up Carey's wheelhouse today, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Thanks for playing. Thanks for listening.
Yeah, thank you guys. Thank you.
Good job, Brody.
Take care.
See you, Brody.
Nice job, Carey.
Oh, my God. I definitely didn't want that answer.
I know. You said it multiple
Versace,
times.
No, I don't. That's not the one I want.
Which one did you want?
I wanted this vanilla sex.
Oh, the vanilla sex. Well, you should have just said it before.
I couldn't remember. There was too much going on.
You didn't want to ask me again, did you?
It was the Tom Ford something sex.
Yeah.
Ryan says, see, he's playing dumb. He knew.
Yeah, I ain't playing.
You still needed those, so that tied you. You still needed that Rolling Stones one.
Mm-hmm. See, I knew that one. I didn't know when Flip Wilson. I didn't think it was Johnny Carson, but I was like
Wilson.
Dick Van Dyke, Dick Clark,
Mm-hmm.
and you said Ed Sullivan. Oh, that's who it is. Okay.
Flip Wilson sounds like an old baseball player.
Yeah.
Flip Wilson.
Schoolboy Rowe goes over to Flip Wilson. That's going to be a double play.
That's how he got the name. he was the shortstop, and he would just flip it, and
Flip
they
Wilson
created
over
the
to
double
Schoolboy
play.
Rowe. That's awesome. Carey Fragrance Davis, according to Brandon.
All right.
Yeah.
I didn't know that fragrance.
Good stuff.
Wow.
What are our expectations for the Blues come playoff time? We'll get into that next on 101 ESPN. Mentality is the spot that, gentlemen, you need to go if you're feeling like you're running on empty. I certainly was. Mentality, here to help, and we can talk about you getting back to feeling like yourself, and that's really what's important, right? Here's how you can get started today. So if your symptoms are low energy and motivation, fatigue, if you're tired all the time, weight gain, muscle loss, especially when it comes to that belly fat, if you're feeling anxious, moody, irritable, lack of focus or mental clarity, low libido, all these things are symptoms of low testosterone, and some of these certainly impacted me, which is why my guy Jamie Rivers said, hey, why don't you come down to Mentality? I've been on the program for a while. It has certainly helped me. I know it can help you as well. Here's what Mentality does. Mentality is a local healthcare facility that specializes in helping men feel and perform at their very best. They have board-certified physicians that provide a full physical, consultation, which is very easy and quick, and then the blood panel analysis all during your visit. If you are low on testosterone and something else isn't going on, jump on the program. It's easy, and you'll start to feel like you did 10 years ago or even 20 years ago. If there is something else going on, well, now you know, and you can take it to your physician. So it adds a little peace of mind, too. Mentality focuses on free testosterone levels, which many doctors overlook, ensuring your treatment is tailored to your specific body. For me, increased energy, belly fat, burned off. I love the fact that when I was in the gym, I felt like the gains were coming a lot quicker. Check them out, lowtusa.com, or visit one of their 2 locations, one in Chesterfield, one in South County, and tell them Jamie and Anthony sent you. It's Mentality.
Hey guys, Bacon here. What do I think the Blues are going to do in the playoffs? Well, gosh darn it, they're going to win the whole darn thing. Duh. We know how good they are. We've seen it. They've been doing it, and that's what I think. What's probably going to happen? It's not going to happen, just because there are a lot of really good teams we're playing against. But, you know, if Benner played like he did in the Four Nations, and Parayko's going to come back, I mean, if we just get a good attitude, I think they're going to go a long way. Just confidence, attitude. I think we're going to be good. Go Blues.
All right, that was Ed, also known as Bacon Wrap Wiener from the Snake Pit, loyal listener. We appreciate you, Ed. And, yeah, duh, of course, this Blues team is going to go all the way, Carey.
Change our attitude and believe it.
Yeah.
That's all it – is that all it takes?
That's all it takes. We have the power.
We know.
We have the power is what the Wiener is saying.
Yes, the Bacon Wrapped Wiener is saying that if we just believe, this team can go all the way.
Yeah.
So
does that work in every sport? Does that work for the Cardinals? Like, if I believe today that they can win the World Series, will they?
No, because I know that you don't believe that.
No, I can make myself believe
No, you got to believe.
I'm not. Carey, I can smell your BS.
I can believe it.
It's almost as smelly as that fridge in our office.
That was bad.
Also,
I told you guys yesterday.
Smelly.
I thought something died in there.
Cleared the whole room out.
Yep.
I think something did die in there, and it's still in there, but it's not. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's ghost, but it still reeks.
The soul of the
of the pineapple.
It might be. Yeah. Either way, the question is, what are your expectations for the Blues come playoff time? This is not a cop-out. I have no expectations. To me,
sounds like a cop-out, Carey.
What the fast lane, dude? Again? Again, you do this to me?
I didn't say anything.
Multiple times today.
You got to turn his headset off next time.
Multiple times.
So you can't hear us.
Anthony, I didn't say anything.
Oh, I heard it.
I think you're hearing things like Carey did that one day.
Anyways, here's...
That was terrible. That was bad, man. That was a bad day for me.
That was funny.
I really thought, I was like, what is it?
What is going on?
I didn't say anything. You too. I didn't hear anything.
I didn't. That's the funny thing. The second time, I definitely heard it. Anyways, so here's a total cop-out answer from me. I don't have any expectations. They have met my expectations. If we're coming into the year, I thought just be a playoff team. Halfway through the season when they couldn't win 3 in a row, I thought, just play well. Like, just give us something to root for at the end of the year.
Yeah.
Now they've done both. They have played well. They have given us a glimpse of the future, and the future looks bright.
It does.
And they're closing in on a playoff spot. Come on now.
So for me, they've already exceeded my expectations. Like, I didn't expect them
so
to.
You just one-up me there.
Well, sorry. I didn't mean to do that. But they have, because I didn't expect them to be in this position, even to be thought of or having a chance or an opportunity to make the playoffs. I thought, okay, if they make a run and just miss out, but it's better than it was last year. You have upgrades at multiple positions. You don't have Kasperi Kapanen, you don't have Verana, you don't have Kevin Hayes. You got upgrades, and those guys look like Jimmy Snuggerud. They look like Bolduc. They look like Dylan Holloway. Like, those are 3 different players from what you've had the last few years, and that is an upgrade. They're younger. They are guys that you have a higher ceiling than those guys had. And so for me, it felt like this team is in a position that this is a much better outcome than I expected going into the year. And now, when you get to this spot, now you can be greedy, right? Now you can say, all right, you've exceeded our expectations. Go be greedy. Go try to win it all.
Yeah.
Hell, nobody expects you to anyways.
Oh.
Other than Marshy.
And the Wiener.
Bacon Wrap Wiener. But realistically, there are some really good teams out there. And you aren't there yet, but you are trending in the right direction, Anthony. Mm-hmm. And so be greedy. Be greedy at this point, because you are in a position to make the playoffs. You win a couple more games. You solidify that position. You're in. Go win it all.
I think my expectations for this team is to just play a very hard series in round 1. Like, if they lost, I would be sad. I could be frustrated, but then after taking a day and really thinking about it, being like, oh, wow, okay, I did not expect to see this, a couple months ago. But if they get swept in the first round, yeah, I'm gonna be a little disappointed just because of the way that they had been playing. Even in a
difficult first round matchup.
That's what I was gonna say. Like, if I told you in October that the Blues get swept in the first round by the Winnipeg Jets, you're going to be mad?
I didn't say I would be mad. I think I'd be disappointed. I'd be disappointed.
If I told you in October that, you'd be disappointed?
Yeah. I don't like getting swept.
Yeah, okay, but nobody does. But
right. But I'm saying
we're trying to figure out like
when
what
Drew
our
Bannister was still
perception
the
is.
coach.
I'm done with that. This team has created their new identity. I don't care about that era. Like, this is a different team.
The Drew Bannister?
Is this not a different team?
Drew Bannister coached his off.
What?
I cut myself off.
Yeah.
I bleep myself.
You don't think
Coaches bleep.
Yeah. I'm kidding, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is a different era.
It's a different team.
But I'm a little, I don't know. I'm a little, I don't know if I'm surprised, but
I would be disappointed. They just went on a 12-game run. They have shown that they can play playoff hockey. If they go out and play like they did last night for 4 straight games and got swept,
okay, that's
I'm going to be disappointed.
That's.
But if they play the way that they
different.
play, and they have been playing, I can't see them not winning a game or 2 games because I think the way that they play lends itself to a winning hockey club.
First of all, I think you bring up great points. Second of all, you got to stop yelling at Carey tonight. So,
He's been on fire.
I think it's a great point.
He's been on fire today.
I see what
I've been
you're
on
saying.
fire like Jean Grey.
Yeah. Phoenix Rising, that's for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Stay out of the way, Cyclops. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think they're in love, though, Anthony.
Didn't she kill him? Oh, didn't something happen? He got brought back or something? I'll have to go watch those movies.
It's a comic book. Everybody gets brought back.
Just depends on what alternate universe you're in at the time and whether or not Thanos is involved.
Oh.
I saw the documentaries.
Snap that finger.
Yeah, now we get to worry about Dr. Doom.
Oh, really?
You excited about Dr. Doom, Anthony?
I might be. I have no idea.
Guess who's playing him?
Isn't it?
It's Robert Downey Jr.
Isn't it Iron Man?
It is. Yeah.
That's crazy. I like that he's joined the Marvel Universe again, though.
Yeah, it should be interesting.
Yeah.
Just like this final stretch run for the Blues.
I like how you tied it all in there. Well done. Sixer next. Sports Six Pack. 314-399-9646 is the Air Comfort Service text line. So if you have a question for us, send it there. Six Pack next.
101 ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. The Blues lose to the Winnipeg Jets last night by a final score of 3-1. Their win streak comes to a close. They'll look to start a new one tomorrow night as they take on the Edmonton Oilers. Pregame for that one starts at 8 o'clock. Puck drop is at 9. The Cardinals lost to the Pittsburgh Pirates yesterday by a final score of 8-4, and they get to face Paul Skeens tonight. We'll see how they fare. We will play your mic drops at in the 5 o'clock hour. We'll also talk with Joe Vitale at 5:30, so stay tuned for both of those segments. But coming up next, we have our Sports Six-Pack. So get your questions into the Air Comfort Service text line, 314-399-9646. The Sports Six-Pack is next. I'm Andrew Marsh, and this Sports Center update is driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. See them at londoff.com. Chevy, together we drive. Are you kidding me?
It's time for the Fast Lane to answer your sports questions.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions, and I want to have them answered immediately.
Asking me all these weird questions.
Answer the question.
Answer the question.
Answer me!
The Sports Six-Pack is refreshed by the Finnish Long Drink, Finland's best-kept secret. A sparkling citrus beverage made with real liquor. Visit thelongdrink.com.
This is a Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Time for our Sports Six-Pack, 314-399-9646.
Anthony doesn't like it when I'm rational.
I really don't, because I feel like I'm not rational with you. When you're irrational, I'm right there with you. Am I not?
You are. But sometimes it's just a different point of view.
All of a sudden, Carey wants to share his perspective. Well, what if we think about it another way? No, CD. To hell with that.
Oh, I apologize.
Thank you.
Hell with that person.
Thank you. By the way, 5 o'clock, the mic drop feature is coming up. The Cardinals mic drops, your mic drops. We got a whole slew of them. We're looking forward to it. But question one, please.
Question number one.
From the 618, of the St. Louis sports going on right now, you have the Cardinals, the Blues, the Battlehawks, and City SC. Rank them based off of your excitement level currently.
Okay.
Blues?
Yeah, Blues, yeah.
Okay.
Battlehawks. Cardinals.
City
SC.
Yeah. Carey, City SC hasn't scored a goal since March 15th.
That's okay. How many goals have they allowed?
Carey, I was 28 years old the last time they scored a goal. And I am 29 now.
Yeah.
And you were 43.
Give it time. Give it time.
All right.
You know?
If I may. Blues. Battlehawks.
City.
Long pause.
Cardinals. City. Wait. Cardinals, City.
Right back.
Blues. Battlehawks. Long pause. Come back, see me tomorrow. Cardinal City. Cool.
Actually, Anthony, I don't believe you because on Saturday night we were trying to pull up the City SC game and you were getting upset that we couldn't pull it up.
I was very upset because I wanted to see how City was doing. It was a huge rivalry game. They were playing Sporting KC.
They lost.
Yeah, 2-0. Actually, I stopped watching after 2-0. Actually, I stopped asking for the score after 2-0. After whoever Marshy's friend was there was checking out the score, I had just... He stopped telling me.
You stopped caring?
Yeah.
Okay.
G from the Snake Pit. Blues, Battlehawks, beats Battlestar Galactica. Which I believe is an office reference. Well done, G. Man. Well done.
Question number two.
This one comes from Mongo.
MD 2020, we're the Long Paws. St. Louis Long Paws. It's a lacrosse team.
All right, Mongo has a question. With Ovechkin breaking the scoring record, what was a sports goal you had growing up?
I had one.
Yeah, what was yours?
It was Emmitt Smith's rushing record.
That's a pretty
Before
lofty goal, man.
Before they moved me to fullback.
Okay.
Those dreams went
They went out.
Went away. But I did feel that way.
I wanted to score a touchdown in high school, and I was a safety, so that was going to be difficult. But we did play freshman year. We did play Iron Man, and I played corner. I actually played corner and receiver, and I did catch a touchdown. Believe it or not, guys, do you know what play I caught a touchdown on?
A flea flicker.
No.
The oop-de-oop.
I'll give you a hint. It's a play I despise.
Oh, the back
tush
corner
push?
fade.
Fade.
Yeah.
I thought it was the tush push.
Oh, I don't care about that.
Yeah. Back corner fade?
I hate the fade.
Well, you should love that play.
It's the dumbest play.
Why?
Why? Because the cornerback is already in position. The throw has. Yes, he is.
Do you know how many ways you can beat the corner on a fade?
Do you know how many ways you can throw the ball out of bounds or get it intercepted or it's not high enough?
Tell.
You know how many different, Carey, I know you already know this, how many different motion you can use, everything, how many variations you can fool.
Just
throw it up.
If I single my receiver up and I got trips away, I'm throwing the ball to that guy on the
I know
backside.
you are. Corner's in position to make a play.
Fade, back shoulder. You got to make a stop.
And he often does.
Yeah, when you're on the 1 yard line and you don't hand it to Marshawn Lynch.
Often does. But yeah, it was a fade, believe it or not. On the road.
That did make some light bulbs go off, like a light bulb go off as to why you fielded that punt.
Yeah, I was ready to go. I was smelling the end zone. We were nowhere close. I was backed up to the 15, man. Should have let it go.
Yeah.
It was my turn. It's my time.
Your moment.
I don't remember having like a goal like yours. I think the goal was always to try and be a professional athlete.
Mine?
No, like that's what mine was.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
until it didn't happen.
Yeah.
But I did have this one goal. This ball that I had went over the neighbor's fence. And they had a big dog back there.
Yeah.
So I always had this goal of maybe I could hop over it, grab it, and then pickle the beast.
Pickle the beast?
Yeah.
Oh, the dog. Yeah, got it.
His name was Hercules, Anthony.
That makes sense.
Ended up being a nice dog. But there's a story, legend.
Is this the one you were telling me where you actually did hit the home run?
I did hit the home run.
But you were terrified because you used your father's signed baseball.
Yeah, I did reference that. Yeah.
Wow.
And it was signed by Baby Ruth, too.
Right.
I don't know who she is, but
GSW who had a better career, AS or CD? Just saying. Not even a question. It was me. Go ahead.
You know what?
We like
though?
jokes around here.
You know what's been my goal ever since I was a child, and it still can be obtainable, is to build a wiffle ball field in my backyard one day.
Oh, that'd be great.
That is my goal as a human being.
I've always wanted AstroTurf in the backyard.
Oh, yeah.
Like the Brady's. Remember the Brady Bunch? They had AstroTurf in the back. It's supposed to be grass, but I always thought that was cool. Do you want to stop it here?
No, we'll do one more.
We're going to do one more. He's going to do one more.
Question number 3.
From the 618, do you think sports belong on apps, cable, or over the air?
Over the air. This should be accessible to everyone that wants to watch them.
Well, I get the impression that he's asking radio over the air.
Didn't you say sports?
Yeah.
Was I not listening?
Well, do you want it only on radio? Is that what he's asking?
When I said over the air, I thought it was TV. He said app. Say it again.
It said apps, cable, or over the air.
See, I thought like regular.
But there was no comma between apps, cable. So I'm just putting a comma there. So it's apps, cable, or over the air.
Because I'm thinking like when people didn't have cable. You just had regular TV.
You mean like rabbit ear type TV?
Or is it like free TV?
Free. That's what I'm saying. Over the air, like free TV.
Yeah.
You don't have to pay for
What's
it.
that called? It's not cable. It's
free TV.
Your standard channels.
Yeah.
Well, I'm so old, man. Do you remember when they used to be like, What is it on? 268?
Yeah.
I mean, like, there's a couple channels, right? Like you would just always get with every TV.
Mm-hmm.
2, 4, 6, 8.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's
yeah, I think that it should
over
be
there, local channels.
Local channels over there. I'm sorry, I heard like that. I meant over the air, like
You've been
radio.
doing radio so long.
So long, I'm confused.
Well, yeah, you like going to the baseball game and putting on your headset and listening to the game
ones with the tuners on the side
while you sit in left field by the foul line
and keep score
and reach for foul balls
in your green Renegade turtleneck.
First of all, it was a black shirt with a green turtleneck.
That's right. My bad. Sorry you were there. By the way, the 636 says, "Wait a minute. I'm starting to think this Baby Ruth story isn't real." Anthony was the father in that story a couple days ago.
That's awesome. AB from the Snake Pit. It was 2, 4, 5, 11, 30.
That was here.
That was it.
Yeah.
I think it was that in Chicago, Detroit, San Francisco, New York, and Atlanta where I was.
Those channels, man.
Yeah.
Man.
Anyways. Yeah, I think it should be that. I think your local sports should be on those TVs.
I miss the days when Fox Sports Midwest was on Channel 37.
Absolutely.
I don't even remember what that was, but
yeah. But it was there.
It was there. It's Channel 37.
And you loved it.
I did.
It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. Part 2 of our Sports Six-Pack is next. Keep those questions coming in. 314-399-9646 is the Air Comfort Service Sax line. More Six-Pack next.
It's time for the Fast Lane to answer your sports questions.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions, and I want to have them answered immediately.
Asking me all these weird questions.
Answer the question.
Answer the question.
Answer me!
The Sports Six-Pack is refreshed by the Finnish Long Drink, Finland's best-kept secret. A sparkling citrus beverage made with real liquor. Visit thelongdrink.com.
It's a Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Carey Davis, Andrew Marsh, Anthony Stalter. Part 2 of the Sports Six-Pack. Marsh, go.
Question number 4.
From the 636, do you guys think the Battlehawks are better off after 2 games with Manny Wilkins than A.J. McCarron?
I'd be interested. I'm very interested to see, CD, how the Battlehawks and this offense specifically looks against DC this upcoming weekend. I think DC's 2-0. From what I've seen thus far, it's only 2 weeks. I think the Battlehawks are the best team in the league. I mean, they are like locked in. They look like they're in midseason form. But it is only 2 games, and I remember after watching A.J. McCarron play in the first month of his first season here in St. Louis, what an advantage I thought the Battlehawks had, that he could come to the line, make adjustments. I mean, there were some things that other quarterbacks in the league weren't doing that A.J. was doing because of his NFL experience. So I don't want to say that the Battlehawks are better off, but I will say that they're probably better off now based on A.J. McCarron's injury situation a year ago and his lack of mobility. So if I'm comparing Manny Wilkins, what I'm saying is, if I'm comparing Manny Wilkins' first 2 games to A.J. McCarron's first 2 games, I don't know if they're necessarily better off then. But if I'm talking about A.J. McCarron, what he could be now, then yeah, I think they're all better off.
I think they're better off now because of the element you have in running the ball with your quarterback. There's going to be a point. The Battlehawks have been running the ball really well. There's going to be a point where they're going to try to force him to stay in the pocket come hella high water, and he's going to have to complete some passes. But I think it makes life a little bit easier for them when he's dimensional and multifacets. Like, he's not just going to sit back there. Like, when the play breaks down, he can take off. A.J. McCarron, good pocket presence, but wasn't a guy you worried about scrambling down the field to pick up a big first down on 3rd and long. Right? Yeah. You could play man-to-man. They can turn their backs and run, and you didn't have to worry about that. It changes. It's a different element when you have a quarterback that's capable of doing that. So I do think they're better off right now just because they didn't have that element with A.J. McCarron.
Yeah.
And they look – I still want – I might be nitpicking. The young man is 75%, I think, in both games in completion percentage.
He's been great.
I think I want more, though. I think I want more explosive plays. I think they had a couple of long plays, 54-yarder, 20-something yarder. Like, I want to see more big plays in the passing game because I know that helps alleviate some of that stress in the running game and opens up for more of those big plays as well.
B-Dave asked, what happened to Duggan? He's on the roster. He's QB2. He came in the last 2 games to kind of wrap things up, finish things out, and he had a couple of decent runs in both games. So he's just a backup right now. All right, Marshy, fire it away. Fire away.
Question number 5.
Question 5, please.
From the 314, with the news of the dire wolves being brought back from extinction, not sure if you saw that.
I did not.
Pretty cool. What other animal would you choose to bring back if you could pick one?
Does it have to be an animal?
I don't. Where are you going with this?
Or could it be a dinosaur?
That is an animal.
Is it?
It ain't a human. Is an alligator a dinosaur? Is an alligator a dinosaur? Is an alligator an animal?
Well, it's what's the classification on a?
Don't ask me.
Reptile,
it's not a
right?
mammal.
I don't know. You got kingdom, phylum,
it's a reptile.
class,
Isn't it a reptile?
But is it
a reptile?
Species?
Is it an animal?
Family?
Look, I would bring back.
Why would you bring back dinosaurs? There's literally 6 documentaries about why you shouldn't do that.
Wouldn't I?
Because we won't be here if they're here, Anthony.
That's not necessarily the case.
Are you serious? Didn't one of them
I'm just saying
breed
bring
themselves?
back one.
Anthony, they can breed
themselves. Didn't that happen?
They can't breed if there's just one of them.
Well, they had 2 males and somehow ended up.
Because life finds a way, Carey.
You don't think they'll find a way with just one?
All right, fine. I would bring back a Tyrannosaurus Rex. That's what I would bring back. Okay. I made my decision.
I don't really know, how many animals are extinct. What about a saber-toothed tiger?
Again,
that's what somebody said in the snake pit. I'm cool with that.
With the animals that eat people, probably. Not a good idea.
Well, there's other animals that eat people.
There's lions, there's tigers.
How many
bears.
tigers have you all seen running around? You think there's going to be a cage big enough for a damn Tyrannosaurus Rex?
No, he's going to be out there somewhere.
Waiting
I just
on
want to know he's
you and
around.
Man, I think that's a bad idea.
I know that there are all sorts of animals just running around out there. Doesn't mean I'm going to the jungle.
Yeah, I'm not sure if those dinosaurs will be able to live in this environment. You know, that's why they're making another Jurassic World documentary explaining why the dinosaurs actually aren't around the people anymore. They had to go back to the environment back, in Hawaii where they filmed the movie or the documentary, South America,
Costa Rica.
Is it Costa Rica?
Costa Rica. Island Nubar. Look, I've made my decision. You guys can make your own.
Is it Isla or is it Ela?
Isla Sorna.
That's the other facility.
That's the other facility. Yeah.
I always get those confused, though, because it seems like at both facilities, bad things happen, which is why I wouldn't bring him back, Anthony.
Okay, guys. I was asked the same question you were.
A question, and
I gave you my answer.
You did. I don't think it's safe, but it was asked and answered.
The 618 says, Anthony's acting like a T-Rex is like a Bigfoot, and we'd never see it.
I don't think
I want to see it from a safe distance.
I don't think that there is such a thing. Unless it's like on its own island.
Yeah.
And it can't swim.
A T-Rex can't swim.
Do you know that?
Yeah.
How?
It's not a Spinosaurus.
You seen a documentary that told you that T-Rexes can't swim?
How can he swim with those little arms?
He got legs and a tail.
So what?
No, we know that they can't swim because we saw in the second Jurassic World documentary, they were going down the mountain when it was exploding, right? The volcano erupts, they're running, the humans are in the big ball.
He was done.
And all the dinosaurs fell off the cliff and they drowned.
Can I take mine back? I'd like to bring back the Indominus Rex.
Oh, please don't.
Which is a mixture.
It could be in this room right now. We would never know because it's invisible.
That is the Indoraptor.
No, but the Indoraptor comes from the Indominus Rex. That's why the Indo.
You're right.
Anthony, you're the guy.
Still, I don't think the I-Rex is going to be just sitting here camouflaged. He won't be able to fit. Just saying.
It's a good point.
Did you guys make your choices? I know you said saber-tooth tiger. What about you?
I was looking at some things. The woolly mammoth.
That's a cool one, yeah.
Probably not as dangerous as a T-Rex.
My I-Rex will probably eat that thing. Okay.
You want one more, Anthony?
Sure.
I think you'll really like this one.
Okay.
Question number 6.
From Ladue Lawn Boy. Anthony, would you consider doing the play-by-play for the Battlehawks if they asked you?
Of course. Under one condition.
Oh.
CD. CD is my analyst. Our analyst. But yes. How cool would that be?
You can say color analyst. I knew you didn't.
I avoided it.
I know you didn't say it.
I totally avoided it.
I
totally avoided color analyst. I'll be honest. I know we're cool, but you know.
I know why you didn't say it.
Yeah.
That's the job.
That's
the color
so funny.
analyst. It adds color to the game.
Right.
Yeah. Not because I'm black.
I totally avoided it.
Oh, man.
Yes, of course. CD would be my color analyst.
There you go.
Yeah. Adds color to the game.
Got you, brother.
And to the booth. Because I'm, of course, white.
Oh, man.
Or Caucasian, as they like to say. Yeah, CD and I doing the game. Wait, CD's black? It's amazing. Yeah. Carey? Let's do it.
Gotcha.
Battlehawks. That'd be fun.
That would be fun.
Jason says that's amazing. AB Stoltz is sweating.
That's hilarious.
Not really. Carey knew exactly what I was doing.
I knew what you were doing.
It was the pause. Was it the pause? Our analyst. Oh, man. All right. It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. Time for a lot of people have been waiting for this, boys. We got to get to this. Cardinals mic drops. Next on 101 ESPN. If your lawn doesn't look like it needs to be mowed right now, then you got to call my friends at Green Envy Lawn, because with the rain, some of the warm temperatures that are going to be coming, your lawn should be looking real good right now, and it should be mowed. But if your lawn looks like it's just one big patch of weeds and crabgrass, and again, call my friends at Green Envy at 636-655-3689. Been in business for well over a decade right here in St. Louis. Green Envy only uses products, and I say this in every read because this is what separates Green Envy from everybody else. They only use products that are formulated for Missouri soil, weather conditions, and turf types. So they're not like some of these other companies that may come out and they may spray for weeds and they might seed and do all these other things, but they're using generic products that you can just get off the shelf from your local hardware store. With all the rain, the weeds are going to come. Green Envy, they got me covered. I see certain patches in my lawn that I already know that Green Envy has sprayed, and before long, those patches are going to be green and flush, and my lawn is going to be healthy year-round. I love working with Green Envy. Their program has no hidden fees. There's no contract. You can visit them at greenenvylawns.com. When you do call, tell them Stalter sent you. Again, it's Green Envy Lawns.
Where's your coach?
The couch.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
This team is so bad. I mean, I don't even know where to start. This pitching is terrible. What'd they do, bring up their entire AAA affiliate or even AA to face Major League hitting? It's just god-awful. I don't even know where to start.
That was Andrew. Don't blame me, Andrew. Completely agree. These are Cardinals mic drops, so we like to do this after every game, not just for the losses. Unfortunately, losses just been piling up, so mostly the mic drops are coming after defeats like the one last night at PNC Park. Carey Davis, Andrew Marsh, Anthony Stalter, Fast Lane on 101 ESPN 506. Your time check brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler. We just heard from Andrew. Let's also now hear from Steve.
Cardinals are Cardinals-ing right now. Lost to the Pirates last night. Yeah, we know that. Pitching stinks. That's not great. However, we're 10 games into the season, and this is why I'm leaving a mic drop. Because we are 10 games into the season, and I am already seeing so many Cardinals fans giving up on this season. Saw one guy, I'm canceling my FanDuel Sports Network account next week. If this doesn't turn itself around in a week. Have we lost the ability to watch a 162-game season with any kind of patience? We are 10 stinking games in. Am I saying that the Cardinals are going to win the World Series? Am I saying that they're going to even make the playoffs? Absolutely not. Though they might, and I have hope for this team. But what I am saying is 10 games in, and you're canceling accounts, and you're giving up on this team, and you're not going to the games, and whatever, this may be proving the point of the entitled fan base, and I hope I'm wrong, but these Cardinals fans need to turn it around. That's all.
All right, so again, that was Steve. I feel like Steve is in the minority when it comes to Cardinals fans that how do I put this? That feels as though, and maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I got a wrong read on Steve, but that feels as though that fans should just kind of let things play out and not be upset and just wait a while before seeing, how this is all going to play out. But if you got a sense that the pitching's terrible, I don't blame people for being upset. I don't blame people for being reactionary. If you knew that this was going to be a problem coming in, I guess to Steve's point, why are you so pissed? But what?
Oh man, you're getting a lot of. They're not liking Steve right now. Man, I mean, it is bad. It's bad.
Well, here's one reaction I'm seeing from the Snake Pit. Here's Stingman 1. Steve drunk on that Patience Kool-Aid still. Patience ran dry 6 years ago.
Man.
Ryan, wake up, dude. Really, that's the Cardinals fan. We're talking about go back to the interviews with Molly and DeWitt laughing at the fan base. All right, so basically everybody else is saying what I've been tiptoeing through. Like, yeah. Steve, you're the minority. I think a lot of fans are ticked off at this product, and they do not want to continue to watch.
Oh, man, yeah.
All right, let's hear from Lewis next.
Hey guys, what's up? It's Lou. I am frustrated with the Cardinals, but for, I think, different reasons than the majority of fans. I was actually happy we didn't sign anybody in terms of pitching-wise in the offseason because we need to get these guys like Miles Michaelis and Steven Matz off the books to make room for our young guys. That was the whole point. And I liked that because now we have room down the road for guys like Quinn Matthews, Michael McGreevy, TK Roby, Tink Hence. But the issue I have is, why is Miles Michaelis still pitching? He clearly does not have it. We've seen this for over a year now. The sample size is big enough. We need to Johnny Peralta phantom injury this guy. His contract's guaranteed. He's still going to get his money. Thank you for the couple great years you had in St. Louis, but it's time to go. And let's see what we have in Quinn Matthews, who led all of the minor leagues in strikeouts last year, had over 200 of them. Let's see what we have in Michael McGreevy, who showed promise in his couple starts at the big league level. Let's see what we have in some of these pitching prospects and stop giving starts to Miles freaking Michaelis. Thanks, guys. Hope you have a good rest of your show.
Thanks, Lewis. Appreciate you. Thanks for the mic drop. We don't disagree. I think we all have a similar take on Miles Michaelis, and we can repeat it here. I would have let go of him in the offseason. I would have seen if anybody was interested. I would realize that nobody would be interested in a trade. I would do my best to move him, and if not, I would have said, "Hey, listen, we don't have a spot," and I would go with the youth. Are the Cardinals going to do that? No, and he'll probably get 10 to 15 starts before they do, because they completely want to maximize. Not even maximize. They just want him to go out there and play out the rest of the contract.
What's the reason, though? Like, because
they're paying him. They want something.
Because I'm paying you. I want you to do a service.
Yes.
Yeah,
that's my read on it.
I mean, again, it's one start. Maybe it gets better. It hasn't gotten better over the last couple of years. Maybe it does. I think at some point you have to cut your losses, and you say, "We appreciate what you've done."
Right.
You can either go to the bullpen, or
do you
we
even
can
want
let
him
you
in the
go.
pen?
I mean, if you're hell bent on, I paid you so you got to play.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're hell bent on it, which it seems as though they are, because they didn't just outright let him go.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you can go to the bullpen, or if you're unwilling to do that, then you can go home. Or the hell with it, you're going to the bullpen, and then if you leave on your own accord, now we're in good shape.
Right.
Yeah.
But no, you'll keep watching him fail. Here's Droid.
This is all Mo's fault, making the pitching staff the problem. The hitting is fine. The hitting is great. 10, 9 hits a game should win you a lot of games. But since the pitching staff is so terrible, what else? What can you do to win game? The offense can't. You're down 4-0 in the first inning. The last 3 games. How are you supposed to do anything? As an offense, you're just going to know that even if we're trying, we're not going to win. We're not going to come back. It takes all the room, all the room out of the air. All the air out of the
He's laughing.
The problem isn't Marmol. Marmol's okay. He's fine. Managers they matter, but not really. It's a weird thing. They'll win you a couple games. This is all on Mo. Not grabbing anybody or calling up the right guys. It's all on him. And he's going to be gone. So next year, Cardinals Nation, be ready. This team will be ready to fly.
All right, Joy, good stuff there. Thanks for the laugh, man. I feel like this is what we're trying to convey on these airwaves a lot of the days. That frustration. I think the fan base is like Droid. He's telling the organization, this is exactly why I'm ticked off. And it's this tone deaf response. Or they just don't care. It could be both are in play.
I hope that it's not that they don't care. Excuse me. I hope that that's not the case. I hope they care.
But they're just
unwilling to do anything. Or unable. Well, I don't think they're unable.
Yeah.
They're unwilling. But they care. You can care. Oh, maybe not. I don't know.
Yeah. So what you're saying is they care, just not enough.
There you go. I care about your feelings.
I want to win.
Not enough to change.
But yeah.
Right?
I care about you, but I'm not changing.
I'm not changing.
Yeah.
So you're going to deal with it or you're not.
Right.
And fans are saying
I'm not.
I'm not.
Here is Michael.
Guys, I wanted to hold out hope, at the beginning of the season, thinking, okay, maybe something, freakish might happen and they may just actually be okay. But my fears have come to fruition. This team is terrible. I'm so bummed out that we have to sit there and endure this team for the whole year, for the summer. It's terrible. I don't even know. I had a whole bunch of things I wanted to say, but it's pathetic. I mean, every aspect except for the hitting, and your best hitter now is not in the lineup because of being injured. But it's just horrible. And the fact that the ownership, I don't put this on Mo, because he doesn't control the finances and stuff. But the ownership, I think they were holding on to a wing and a prayer. But I think they knew exactly what they have. They could have went out and got some pitching, something. Miles Michaelis hasn't done anything. Steven Matz hasn't even been healthy to play anything. It's just horrible. I don't even know what to say, except for the fact that I think the DeWitts, could have allocated some funds to this team. Thanks.
Yeah, I think that when the time comes, Michael, this is just my opinion. I think when the time comes, the DeWitts should absolutely reinvest and reopen the free agent market. I don't like what they've been doing in the free agent market since. I don't want to see, in other words, and I know Michael's not saying this. I think what Michael's saying is actually go out and get good pitching, right?
At least, what about maybe not allocating funds to the starting pitching because, like you mentioned earlier in the show, and you're doing it right now, we don't want to clog up the starting rotation.
You want to see Lance Lynn and Kyle Gibson
Absolutely
again?
not.
No.
What about the bullpen? The bullpen's been horrible.
The bullpen, I know that Maton was an addition there. I'm fine with the young guys also pitching in the bullpen. Do you have anybody that throws harder than 95, or is it all soft contact? Did you fill the whole freaking organization with soft contact guys? And then say, hey, we're not going to be as good defensively? All right, we're going to wrap this up with CD's nemesis.
Oh.
Good afternoon, gentlemen.
It's probably Chester.
It's Chester, Steve, Brendan, a.k.a. everybody. Just wanted to let you know that I'm not here to gloat about my Red Sox and how well they did this weekend. I'm here to give you a glimmer of hope. Hein Bloom is on his way.
Oh, boy.
And what he did for the Red Sox
I see where this is going.
Several years ago is actually what you see on the field now. He set forth everything in the right direction. Did we have a pitching staff that couldn't strike out my son's Little League baseball team? Check. Did we have a hitting lineup with more holes than Swiss cheese? Check. Did our farm system look like it actually had more animals than actual human beings? Check. And at last check, we're at the top of the AL East. Folks, just smile and enjoy this pain and misery now because it will lead to greater things. I assure you. And good afternoon, CD. Nice to see you back.
You know what?
He beat me twice. He beat me while you were out of town.
He did?
In the Gauntlet.
Yeah, that's why he was back when you came back.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Yeah. I remember now. Honestly, that's a great mic drop.
That was.
That was a great mic drop by Chester.
Hope for the
Brendan. Steve.
Everybody. AKA everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well done. He's right. The farm Bloom did redo the farm system for Boston. All right, we got Beat the Streak coming up next, but we do need a new Beat the Streak contestant. 314-399-9646. If you want to play Beat the Streak, just text BTS, and you'll have an opportunity to get a streak going for the listeners. That's next on 101 ESPN.
Hey, it's Carey Davis, and if you're a contractor or own a business that needs recycling, my good friends over at Scrap Mart Metals can help you. They are tailor-made for your business to meet your schedule and your budget. Job site cleanup for you contractors is often a mess. If you set up a business account with Scrap Mart to recycle that metal, it'll be one less thing you have to do during cleanup. You'd be amazed at how the scrap metals add up and how it can truly help your business's cash flow. If you're a plumber, heating and cooling, an excavator, or any type of contractor, Scrap Mart Metals Recycling can make your job easier. You own that heavy equipment, it breaks down time and time again. It's frustrating. The repairs are costly. At some point, you're going to have to get rid of it. Scrap Mart will come and get it out of your way. They'll haul your equipment to one of their locations and get you a check the same day. Or if you want to haul it yourself, they have 3 convenient locations: Valley Park, Peevely, Jonesburg. If it's metal, they will buy it. It is recycling made easy. They have a convenient drive-on scale, and they will give you the highest payout. You'll always get top dollar for your scrap metal. So visit them today at scrapmartmetals.com. My guy Lucas can talk to you about setting up a business account to get you rolling. That's scrapmartmetals.com.
I want to hit baseballs. All of my successes depend on me.
You're ready to hit.
The hits just keep on coming.
And his first big league hit is a bullet up the middle.
Time to play Beat the Streak here on 101 at ESPN. Did you say Darren is our guy? All right, Darren is our listener for Beat the Streak. What's up, Darren?
Hey, how's it going?
Going great, man. Appreciate you listening. Thanks for playing. Hang tight. We'll get your pick in a second. But, Marsh, you got to give us those standings. What's the latest streaks, man?
All right. I have a streak of 4.
No!
Everybody else is to 0.
What? I got a hit yesterday.
I'm sorry. Yeah, you did. You did. My bad.
Wow, Carey, way to...
Yeah, I got a hit yesterday.
Way to look out for you, for yourself.
Oh, you better believe it, buddy.
Carey's at 2 now.
Yeah. Now I got to go back and check everything.
All right, so
No. I accidentally put you in red.
I would go back and check.
Everything.
No.
All right, so here's the order. It'll be Marsh, Carey, Darren, because the listener always goes to the top when it comes to if we're all like starting a new streak. Then me, then Jamie Rivers. So go ahead, Marsh.
Well, Paul Skeens is on the mound today. I don't really know how that's going to go for the Cardinals, although they have had some success against him. But I feel like when it comes to trying to figure out who's going to get a hit off of him, we're playing with fire here. So I'm going to go ahead and go with Key Brian Hayes tonight.
Okay.
All right. I'm going to go with Brian Reynolds.
Okay. Darren.
I'll take Alec Burleson.
Burleson. You got it. I, of course, am going to take Tommy Pham, who now plays for the Pirates.
Oh.
And he'll be ticked off playing this Cardinals game.
You think?
Yeah.
Okay.
Jamie.
He also wanted Burley.
Well, he can't have him. So he'll double down with Siani.
Not a bad pick.
Take that, Jamie. All right, Darren, good luck to you. If you get a hit tonight, or if your guy Burleson gets a hit tonight, you'll be back tomorrow.
All right, sounds good.
All right, thank you, sir.
Thanks, guys.
Appreciate you. All right, time for Bet the Board. All right, guys, time to bet the board. What's the latest standings here?
All right, so my parlay did not hit.
Oh, Marsh, I'm
feel like at all. No, it didn't hit at all. Which stinks.
It's terrible.
So I have 4 points. Anthony, you have 4 points.
Yes.
Carey Davis has 4 points.
No.
And Jamie Rivers had 3.
Good. All right. So, Marsh, you're still...
I'll let you guys go, since you caught up to me and I just completely crapped the bed yesterday.
All right, Carey, did you pick first, or did I yesterday?
I think I did.
All right, then I will go. Give me the Pirates, minus 140 with Paul Skeens in the mouth.
Shame on you, Anthony.
Shame on you.
Shame
to
on
let me go first. I'm taking them.
Yeah, it probably is. I'm torn. Give me Teoscar Hernandez. 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. Put it in the parlay today, Anthony. Let's see how it goes.
Oh, there you go.
6-legger. Well,
oh, good. No, but not here.
I know.
Elsewhere. Got it.
Yeah.
I am looking at strikeouts tonight in this Cardinals-Pirates game. And I'm going to go with 7. Seven strikeouts for old Sonny Gray.
Wow.
At minus
Look at
110.
you. Look at you. Okay.
Well played, Marshy.
Now, Jamie, he was texting us, right?
Yes, he has, I believe it is McKinnon power play point.
Yeah. Okay. There you have it. That's our Bet the Board here in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Joe Vitale is going to join us next. We'll talk a little Blues hockey with him. Obviously, the Blues, their 12-game win streak ended last night in Winnipeg, but we'll get Joey's thoughts on whether or not it was, I don't know, playoff-type performance, whether or not the Blues, if they match up with them again, they got Binnington and they got some of their players back healthy, if the Blues can put up a better overall performance against them. Not that Joel Hofer played terribly last night, because he certainly didn't. As Marsh pointed out in the first segment, he made a couple of key saves there. But with no Binnington, I don't know if we can completely judge what we saw last night. But Joe Vitale will join us next. We'll talk to him about where this team is now following the loss to Winnipeg. Joe Vitale next. I love talking to my guy Stewie because he always talks about windows of opportunities, and I'm sure there's one right now, right, Stewie?
Well, there was, Anthony. We talk about this all the time. Thursday, Friday, bond markets rally, interest rates drop. The biggest drop I've seen since 2020. Last 24, 48 hours bounced right back up. Now, this is a very, very volatile market. The key is that you call us and you say, here's where I'm at. Here's where I want to be. When it hits that number, go ahead and lock it. And people took our advice Friday and Thursday, but they didn't act. If you didn't act, you lose that window of opportunity. So call us. Let's go over your situation, see how we can improve it. If we can't improve it, we'll put you on our list here. As soon as those rates go down, we'll monitor it for you. We'll grab and say, okay, grab it while you can. And boom, you'll save the money for free with the bagel loan. So take our advice. Call us, get on that list. When it happens, we'll be ready for you. We'll call you, and we'll make it happen.
That is my guy, Stewie. He needs to be your guy as well. Stewie and I talked earlier today. Talked yesterday as well. Got our own situation going on, and I called this number, 314-324-4440. I called that exact number. I text with them all the time. Stewie's great. Any situation that you have, don't be afraid to pick up that phone and make the call or shoot him a text. Just tell him what your situation is. Hey, I got a situation that, I don't know, it's kind of complicated. Can you help me out? Stewie he'll walk you through it. He's fantastic. Again, 314-324-4440. Call him, text him, day, night, doesn't matter. Stewie's there for you. And if you missed that phone number, if you're driving right now and you can't remember it, just Google the bagel loan. Stewie, keep up the great work, man. Thanks.
Anthony, tomorrow's a great day, maybe even today.
Yes, sir.
NMLS number 226715.
ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling. The Blues have their win streak snapped last night as they took on the Winnipeg Jets. They lose 3-1 in Winnipeg, but they'll have another opportunity to get back in the win column tomorrow night as they go up against the Edmonton Oilers. Pregame for that one starts at 8 o'clock. Puck drop is at 9. The Cardinals take on the Pittsburgh Pirates tonight. Sonny Gray on the mound as they go up against Paul Skeens and the Pirates. First pitch starting here in a few minutes, so make sure you're tuned in to that. If you missed anything from today's show, make sure you go to 101ESPN.com or check out the free Dobbs Tire and Auto Center's 101 ESPN mobile app. Just head to the podcast page and you'll find all of our interviews and full shows there, and it's all brought to you by the Schaefer Door Company. I'm Andrew Marsh, and the Sports Center Update is brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling, an independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
Oh, we're trying to effort Joe Vitale. Hopefully we get him on the line. Loved his thoughts about last night's loss to Winnipeg. But as we talked about earlier in the show today, the Blues, I don't think, played their best game overall. They looked like they had some tired legs. Joel Hofer played well, but he's still not Jordan Binnington in those moments. And they lost by 1 goal. I know the official score was 2, but the empty netter. So if we take the empty netter off, they lost. They played toe-to-toe with the best team in the Western Conference, who just set a franchise record for wins, and they lost by 1 with their backup goalie. I think they can hang.
I think the Blues are in good shape. I think that loss, Marshy said it earlier, it looked like a loss from fatigue. Like the last few games, the way that they were winning, but you knew that there were some things that could eventually bite them in the butt. Mm-hmm. Had a couple of turnovers that weren't great and allowed goals. And, I thought Joel Hofer gave a lot of rebounds, but, you all don't think that mattered. And I don't think
What do you mean, you people?
You all. I said that.
Marsh said it.
Well, Marshy didn't think it mattered. I did.
Yeah, but you put me with Marsh.
Well,
I think whatever you say matters, Carey.
Thank you.
I care about you.
I appreciate that.
Marsh, not so much.
Oh, okay.
You guys talking crap over there?
No.
About you?
We're about to talk some crap about Joe Vitale, who refuses to pick up the phone.
He's probably
to
busy.
talk to us.
You know what? I'm with you this time. Talk crap about him.
Yeah, thank you, Carey. You jumped back into it.
I'm sorry.
I never go rational with you. Ever.
I was trying to be, I try. This is this therapy that I
know. You're back in therapy or something. Yeah. I'm seeing it.
Trying to be a better person.
Because you're a way better person right now.
Yeah. It helps.
You're more relaxed, and I don't like it.
Yeah, less angry. They old me get angry.
I know.
Yeah, it's not good, man.
He still pops out from time to time.
It did yesterday.
Last night, when we were walking out, the old Carey popped out a little bit. And what did I say?
Hey, you like that kid?
I did.
Yeah. That's CD. He's got a problem.
No, he's probably Joe's probably busy. Blues do take on the Oilers tomorrow night. Pregame right here on 101 ESPN at 8. Puck will drop at 9. And then they get the Kraken. I mean, things are wrapping up for the Blues. And we asked for some of your mic drops earlier about, what your expectations are heading into the playoffs. They still, of course, have to get there, and I believe they will. I don't think this is going to be a situation where they fall out of it. Right now, they got 93 points. Minnesota's got 91. So the Blues have that first wild card in the Western Conference. Wild of the second. Flames 87 points. So they're knocking on the door here.
You still got to win these games. These games are important.
They matter.
I know we've been talking like they're already in the playoffs, but these are 3 huge games.
Yeah. I also think, too, there is, going back to last night's game, and I said this earlier in the show, I do think that Jim Montgomery knows that they have got to crack the code to Winnipeg's defense. It's not just Connor Hellebuck. They didn't have a lot of shots last night. They didn't generate a lot of shots. And the shots they did have, they weren't quality shots. And I thought the Blues were whipping the puck around the ice pretty carefree during that 12-game winning streak. They were playing fast with the puck. I loved it. It wasn't just who they're getting contributions from. Every single line was playing in unison with each other. The cohesion was there. Mm-hmm. Despite not having Holloway, who I do think you obviously missed last night. But I thought the cohesion was there for the Blues offensively. Last night, though, I do think you got to tip your cap to what Winnipeg did, forcing a lot of outside shots, and that's just who they are. They're not going to give you any easy buckets. So
No.
that's going to be factored in as well.
Do you think that Dalibor Dvorsky gets another opportunity?
I hope so.
Down the stretch? Where, though? Like, I mean, I know Matthew Joseph was out of the lineup when Dylan Holloway, when Snuggerud was called up and he got those opportunities. Who would be the one that's sitting?
What do you think, Marsh?
Or,
If
and
Dvorsky
could you put him on the wing? Does he have to play center?
I think he should play center, but I understand what you're saying in that where's that opportunity going to come from?
And that's two young guys in your lineup. You're trying to make a playoff push right now. I wouldn't do it.
Mm-hmm.
There's a reason why they sent him down.
Right.
Before Holloway got injured.
It kind of it reminds me a little bit of like the Thomas Saggese situation where it's a young player fans would love to see more of, but what really is going to be the role?
Right.
Yeah, I don't think it's his time yet. Like, it's just not.
Yeah.
We will see him.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't think he's going to get an extended look this season. And if he does, that means somebody's not playing well or they're not healthy.
Or they're injured.
Sure.
Yeah.
Which that's not good.
Yeah.
So,
no easy transition here. Earlier today, former Cardinals pitcher Octavio Dotel died following a nightclub roof collapse. It's a tragic incident. So former Major League pitcher, I'm going to read this from ESPN News Service. Former Major League pitcher Octavio Dotel was among the dozens who died after a roof of an iconic nightclub collapsed in the Dominican Republic early Tuesday morning. It's been confirmed. Officials said at least 58 people were killed, a number that also included Nelson Cruz, the governor of the northwestern province of Monte Cristi, and sister of seven-time MLB All-Star Nelson Cruz. Another 160 people were injured, according to the Dominican Civil Defense. The collapse occurred around 1 a.m. during a concert, which drew athletes, politicians, and others to the nightclub in Santo Domingo, the Dominican capital. It wasn't immediately clear what caused the roof to collapse. So certainly, I mean, just a tragic situation. Octavio Dotel, of course, was part of that 2011 Cardinals team that won the World Series. He was acquired mid-season in that trade that sent Colby Rasmus to Toronto. It's sad, man. 51 years old, life lost, and it's just a tragic situation, Carey, and you hate to see anything like this happen.
Yeah, it's heartbreaking. I mean, you have a building that you're there for a good time. Everyone's having fun and enjoying themselves, and then something unexpected happens. That's a heartbreaking thing for all of those families that lost loved ones.
Mm-hmm.
Because one day you're standing there or you're having a conversation, and the next day they're no longer available to do that. So my condolences to all of the families and to Octavio Dotel's family as well.
No question.
It just reminds you to give your people their flowers when you can, because you just never know.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah. So it's again, tragic situation. It occurred, and initially I saw reports that he was there, but I think initially it was that Octavio Dotel specifically had survived.
Yeah.
But then the news had broke that he in fact was one of the many people who lost their lives today in that nightclub tragedy. So
yeah, I think he had survived it, and they got him out of the rubble, and then on the way to the hospital, I think he passed away.
It's just it's sad. So our thoughts and our condolences certainly go out to the families of the people that were injured and or lost their lives. It's Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. We'll come back. We'll wrap up the show. It's a Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. If you missed anything from today's show, you can always download the podcast available at 101ESPN.com or the Dobbs Tire and Auto Center's 101 ESPN mobile app. The podcast brought to you by Schaefer Door Company. Time to find out what everybody learned today. Carey, what'd you learn?
Learned that Anthony is very cautious in his words.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, piggybacking off of what Carey just said, I learned that I can, in fact, say color analyst to
There
Carey.
you go. That's a job.
Yeah. I'm describing the position, not the human being.
There you go.
Yeah. Love Carey. Marsh, what'd you learn?
I learned that my mom actually listens to the show.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's great. She texted me today saying I'm listening today.
Mama Marsh.
We appreciate it.
It's
Thank
nice.
you.
Thank you, Mom. You're still listening? Maybe not.
I'm sure she still is.
Probably tuned out.
Yeah. I think my parents listen to the Gauntlet, and that's it.
My mom listens if she's in the car.
Oh, which
That's
is not
she
much.
works from home.
That's awesome.
Yep.
Well, my mom texted me. We were talking about the Blues, like, you know, what are your expectations for the Blues? I said, well, I'll just be disappointed. My mom's like, disappointed? I think you're going to be pissed. LOL.
That's funny.
Well, yeah, I probably would. I think a lot of people would.
She knows you.
She knows me. I got a little bit of a temper.
Yeah.
From time to time. It comes out.
AB from the Snake Pit said that we were super okay today, and don't ever let anyone take that from you.
Oh.
So I thought that was nice. Wanted to share that. Frick James says, Anthony got the C word pass. Frick also asked me earlier today if I'm wearing a Tennessee hat. I am not. This is a Titans baseball hat. If you wonder who the hell the Titans are. It's a baseball team I played for in one of my various stops. T for Titans, but I always get asked, is it
Tennessee Titans?
Tennessee? No. The LaGrange Titans.
Oh. LaGrange, Illinois.
Yes, sir.
Hey.
Yes, sir. The Titans, not Tennessee.
You ready for some criticisms and maybe compliments?
Ooh, okay. Yeah, fire away.
Jamie's vacation Speedo, the Gauntlet, ? So she tunes in to be ashamed of Anthony's geography knowledge.
Whoa. That's harsh.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, that's 100% right. Yeah. Oh, yeah, Frick James says, good job, Anthony. You're a Georgia fan, don't forget. Absolutely. Damn right.
Are you a Georgia fan?
Yeah. Go
Georgia.
Bulldogs.
Oh, my goodness. When did this happen?
Hashtag dogs. I've always been a Georgia fan.
When did I miss that?
When my CMU Chippewas get eliminated,
Oh, so
I always
like
go to Georgia.
September. Okay, cool.
Did that feel good? Did you need that? Did that feel good, Carey? Huh? To put me down in your Illinois sweatshirt?
That was uncalled for.
You know how many national championships we have combined? 0.
No, we got one.
In the last 20 years. I had to finish that.
Guys, we got a text from 618. What I find funny is I'm called the 618, and I've just been an upset fan for years. And now you guys are just seeing what I've been upset about for the last 5 or so years. Yet I'm known as the 618.
Yeah, good point.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yep. Good call.
You're not wrong. And I was wrong. We have 2. Not in the last 20 years, though.
Okay.
In the last 100
years. All right. Still. Frick James also comes back and says, we still make time for action. Yeah, we do. Damn right we do. But hashtag Georgia.
From the 314, is Marsh 112 years old? Looks great for his age. Just listen to the Gauntlet, and I want to know who on this earth, under the age of 112 years old, says program, but pronounces it program.
I feel like you kind of do that when you do your old-timey voice, which is awesome, by the way.
Well, thank you, Anthony.
I don't know. I kind of feel like it matches well with that old-time voice.
Well, everybody in the Southeastern Conference
there you go.
calls their college football program. So perhaps I am just making fun of those people.
Yeah. Absolutely. Splashback Deuce says, to be fair, he could have been could have been a possum texting in. Going back to the 618.
You got a point there.
Yeah.
Could have been. Could have stolen his phone. From 314. Anyone who criticizes you guys can go fast lane themselves.
Yeah.
Thank you.
About.
Well said. Well said.
Like it.
Like it, love it, or shove it.
Whoa,
whoa, sorry.
Is that one of the? Is that your version of like it, love it, I want some more of it?
Maybe, yeah.
Maybe. I like it, I love it, I want you to shove it.
Okay.
Yep, that's exactly
that
right.
is a version.
Yeah, that's right.
Nice. Very, very nice. Are you guys ready for the 3 stars of the day?
Yeah. You're darn right I am.
It's time for the Fast Lane's 3 stars of the day. Presented by Circus Sports Illinois. Sports betting the way it should be.
All right, our 3rd star of the day goes out to Flip Wilson, who created the double play.
Yeah.
As he flipped the ball over to his partner up the middle. And they created a double play. Before that, you could only get 1 out per at-bat. Until Flip came around.
Oh, Flip.
Flip. He's a very good comedian.
Flips it over to Schoolboy
that's
Row.
right.
Yeah.
Flip Wilson, actually a comedian.
Flip Saunders.
Ball player. Flip Saunders.
Minnesota Timberwolves.
Yeah.
Basketball.
And Detroit Pistons.
Yeah, how about that?
Yeah.
2nd star of the day goes out to Carey Davis's favorite perfume, Tom Ford Vanilla Sex.
Yeah, Sex Panther. Tom Ford Vanilla Sex Panther.
Correct.
Good thing you didn't go with that, CD.
I didn't.
You wanted it.
I did.
Then you said option B,
Wanted
please.
the vanilla sex. But
Yep.
then I was stuck with B. Didn't know what it was. Worked out for me.
Nice.
Yeah.
And our 1st star of the day goes out to color analyst.
Yeah. Important job.
It is it's a very important job.
It's my job for the University of Illinois football team.
And eventually,
Your and our St. Louis Battlehawks.
yes.
Give us a call.
Yep.
We're waiting.
I know those jobs are on ESPN. But
Yeah.
who knows? Maybe 101 will pick up the local Battlehawk games, right?
Could be you.
Waiting.
I think we should.
We should.
Marsh can do the sidelines. Yeah. Let's go down to Marsh, but he's got to do it in the old-timey voice.
And all of these football players are having fun out there.
Having the time of
their lives.
Thank you, Marshy. Back to you. All right, that'll do it for us. We got an instant replay coming up right now. For Jamie Rivers, who's on the road, Andrew Marsh, and Carey Davis, I'm Anthony Stalter. See you.